All right, the button is hit. We are good. Waiting for YouTube to say what it needs to say. All right, receiving content, and I believe we are live. Welcome to the Iron Lords podcast and the Lords of Gaming.net, episode number 124. And it's another glorious Sunday. We're back at the round table on the Lord's Day. I'm very excited about our special guest, and we've got Kingdom Come Deliverance announcements, Iron Harvest news, Gears 5 impressions, Project Xcloud in Korea, and Nintendo Direct to discuss, so we're going to get right into it. I want to introduce a Lord who the ILP first got the opportunity to meet in the flesh at E3 2018. This Lord's passion for his craft, technical acumen, and game promotion skill set are truly a sight to behold, and is the epitome of a cult classic underdog rising into one of gaming's most successful stories of 2019. Introducing the PR manager for Warhorse Studios and voice actor for the critically acclaimed Kingdom Come Deliverance franchise. Most recently designated the Lord of Iron Harvest, and whose studio by far holds the title for the best USB press kit in the game. Live from the Czech Republic by way of Germany, and making his debut into the realm of the Lords, my man, Lord Tobias Stolz-Zwilling. How you doing, sir?
Wow, you even said my full name. Thank you very much, Lord.
Yes.
Thank you very much, Lord, for the invitation. It's an honor. I came with weapons just to be sure everything will be safe. I also have a big main weapon just in case. Okay?
Nice.
We can start. I'm prepared. Thank you for the invitation.
He is ready in the realm. He's got the weapon of choice. He's got the mace. Where's Henry's sword, man?
Dude.
Oh, he's got it.
Everything's right.
He's got it.
Here's Henry's sword.
Wow.
And I even have Sorazic swords. Oh,
He's got Sorazic. Salute.
I'm well prepared, gentlemen.
Yes, you are well prepared. Scallots is safe. I feel good about Scallots.
This podcast is safe now.
Oh, man, an absolute pleasure to have you in, man. You're a lord at what you do. Long overdue, you know what I mean? Obviously, we met you through, obviously, our good friend, Lord Rick. But, yeah, fresh off of Gamescom, man. I know it's been a real busy time for you and stuff. But otherwise, are you settling in a little bit? Is things kind of settling in for you?
Yes, definitely. Gamescom is by far for me the most interesting and important event, not only because I'm German and the studio, my Kingdom Come Deliverance studio is in Prague, so it's way closer to the German audience, which makes it easier for us to promote it. Though the event generally is way bigger, Gamescom, compared to E3 or PAX or whatever. And the big advantage is that it's a consumer event. What I mean is that the daily ticket costs like $10 or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and E3, I think it's the weekend tickets like 300 or so. I cannot remember. So all in all, you're much closer to the people, which means a lot of handshaking, selfies, which is cool. I really like that. And for me, as a PR guy, media presentations, and I had this year for Iron Harvest, because KCD has nothing to show now, but for Iron Harvest, I had 290 appointments, 290 unique media. So they had several people sometimes, but 290 unique media. Okay. That was every 30 minutes. I had 4 new guys, and then you have to do like the same show over and over again. Hey, watch the trailer. So I saw the trailer 10 times a day, and then it was great.
Let me tell you, man, Lord Tobi, you are a beast. Just to see you work, even at E3, and the scrambling, the commitments, and you're like a machine. And then he's doing everything. Then he's like playing the game. He's speaking to the audio guy. He's speaking to this. Like you are,
and that's
like
the thing, Tobi.
Yes, go ahead, Saul.
Excuse me?
Tobi to dev, like the.
Oh, sorry, you're cutting up a little bit.
Your mic
You're
is going crazy.
out. You might want to jump in, jump out. You cut out just a little bit. I don't know if it's a connection issue. But yeah, man, we were just looking at you moving around, and I was just like, wow, I don't know how you do it, Tobi. Like you are moving at 100 miles an hour.
You know, it's funny. I never really eat, for example, on events. I'm always so into my in the USA, especially, I get the full-fledged American breakfast, of course.
Of course.
Eggs, bacon, pancakes, everything, of course. Once a week a year, it's in LA, and I eat all the trash, but it's really good. However, I don't really eat at any event, and I don't know why. I'm so in my tunnel, so on adrenaline or whatever, that when the bell rings and the event is over the day, and people are like, "Oh, we're starving. We have to eat something." It's like, I don't know, not really hungry. And 30 minutes later, I kid you not, I feel like I'm dying or something.
It's that adrenaline rush.
Yeah, the adrenaline went down. Yeah. I don't know how you do it, man. We had like maybe 15 meetings, man. You had over 200. Nope.
No, you know what it is? When we saw him, his energy level is so high that adrenaline is pumping so much that you can see it, but is a love for whatever you're doing. And that pushes you through the day. So, you see the trailer 10 times a day, but 10 times a day is still fresh. You don't come off tired at the 10th time. You're coming off as fresh as the first time, and it really comes across, and it's really amazing. Yeah. So I'm breathtaking.
It's amazing. The last point I'll give him credit to is like, even if like one of the testers is playing and they get stuck, like Tobi in the middle of presentation will grab the controller and get them through. Like he's an expert at the game as well. Which is rare. Most, I'm not calling one of people that can't do that.
Well, off camera, I told you that now that I'm shifting projects, that Deep Silver bought Warhorse Studios, so we are a studio from Deep Silver now, and as I should do another project, which has nothing to do at all with Warhorse Studios, I am in a way in a triangle between the new project, the old project, and Deep Silver, who's the mothership right now. Yes. Right. And what you were talking about, or it's very nice, thank you. How you have nice words for me is the something Deep Silver calls street credibility.
Yes, your street cred, your controller cred is legit, bro. You get busy with it. Most community PR managers, they can't do that at the same time while showcasing it. That is an art, brother.
No, I like when he told Sovereign, he said, "Okay, so we're gonna walk through this area. Don't go there. Don't go there."
That was with a woman's lot, right?
Oh yes, that's what he said. Listen,
I saw it from the angle of the eye and said, "Oh,
yeah, don't walk that place. Stay away."
Man. Absolute pleasure to have Lord Tobi in the realm. We're gonna have some fun today. We got a lot of things to discuss, some special announcements. But we got the 4 horsemen of gaming, those original lords of the realm here at the round table. My co-host with the co-most, my brother from another mother, the difficult game conqueror, and the how of the young wolf. My man, Lord Attic, how you doing, sir?
I'm tired. 11 o'clock stuff. We might have to renegotiate these contracts next year.
Listen, man, it's only for a few weeks. The Lords must bend the knee to football.
You said a few weeks. It is 16 weeks, brother. A few is a few. Last time I checked, the few was like 4.
It's probably gonna be half of that before people even realize we go at 11 a.m. now. All right.
Listen, 27 people realize what's going down right now. So 27 people getting the realness. You know who's gonna mess up? Those dudes are waking up later, like, what? At 1 o'clock.
Everyone will get adjusted to the new time. Just for a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? What's going on? Shout out to Ghost and Supreme Chief Tommy. A lot of people in the chat. But Attic, man, what's been going on? I know there's a certain game you've probably been playing.
Oh, what game would that possibly be?
I don't know. I mean, who knows? Is something big released in Game Pass?
Well, actually, you talking about that? You talking about that Final Fantasy VIII? Okay,
no, that did not release it.
He's talking about Kingdom Come Deliverance.
That's right. See, Nick.
Kingdom Come Deliverance released not long ago.
Not long ago.
Not long, actually, like a month ago. Or something.
I've been playing a decent amount of that game
on Gamescom.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'm gonna get you.
We got you on that one.
Oh, trust me. Yeah.
What happened in Game Pass this week, Addict?
Well, Gears 5 came out, and then 24 hours later, Xbox Live goes down. Oh, man. It was a rough week. Let me tell you about my adventures with Kitsmooth trying to beat this game. We got to the last act. Then I had to go back to work. So I'm sitting there waiting. I'm like, all right, when I get back, It was right when, because we got it 2 days early. So when the game came out, I was for Game Pass Ultimate users, I was like, all right, so let's go ahead and finish this game so I can get the review out there. Get there, Gears 5's not working. Go figure, because there's just so much traffic. Gears 5 servers couldn't handle it. So I was like, kid, let's just do it tomorrow. I'm over it. I wasn't over it at the time. I'm over it now. But I was like, we'll play this tomorrow. How about I get home the next day, Xbox Live is down.
Yeah, it was a rough networking week. Yeah, it was tough.
I ain't never going to beat this game.
Addict, I'm going to tell you right now. I know who did it.
Oh, stop it. Stop your conspiracy theories.
Listen here, J-Dub. Let me tell you something. I knew that hot game was coming out. God of War was in jeopardy. And you was like, you know what? They got multiplayer too. Oh my God! Take down the server.
It was sabotage. It was sabotage.
Man, he hit that hacker group. What was that hacker group called? Blizzard Squad. He hit them up mad.
Lizard was in the building.
He was like, "We gonna shut this fun down. They can't have that."
I was mad as hell.
So that's been pretty much it, Lord Addict.
Yeah, I mean, Gears has I think I beat it in 25 hours. Like, I beat the game in like 17, but I've been playing, multiplayer, Hive and Horde, and that took a lot of that. It's been taking the majority of my week. I have been playing Final Fantasy VIII. I haven't played it a whole lot because I've been busy at work, but it's been a crazy week for games.
Yeah, it's been pretty intense, man. That's what's up. I see one of our lords is a little down, so I don't know if I could do his intro right now if he returns, but I guess we still have the Lord right here, the man that everyone knows is the Incredible Hulk of this, a.k.a. the Excess Gamer.
Ooh.
The Lord of Combat Sports, King of the Statues, who demands nothing less than that premium experience and is the leader of the Fraud Alert movement.
Ooh.
Beloved Lord King, how you doing, sir?
Oh my God, the Macho Man's in the building. Yeah, dig it. Let's get it.
Not just do that.
yes, he did. King Gizzard and the Wizard Gizzard, whatever. Shout out to Lord Go Supreme, the right hand man of the King.
Salute.
He out here very early. That's my guy right there.
Yes. Sir.
Let me see. Y'all see Hawkeye, right?
Nice.
Go to lordsofgaming.net so y'all can see exactly why this man is overlooked and disrespected. A very good statue, is fantastic. As you can see, it's spinning in the background is way bigger than what y'all think, and is way more intricate when you get the chance to see the pictures and read the article that myself and LordCognito worked very hard on. Please just give it a check. Let me tell you something about my man Khabib.
Oh, yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
This level of dominance. See, we grew up in the infancy of the UFC when Royce Gracie had his level of dominance, and the balance in the UFC wasn't like solidified yet. It was still gaining their footing. Now UFC has made it to a point where it's an established force, and now you're looking for their Muhammad Ali. You're looking for their Floyds.
For the next star.
You're looking for their Mike Tysons. And Khabib is such a talent.
Yes.
And he's hard to quantify because you know why? His talent outshines his persona. Because his persona is very humble.
Yeah, very humble guy. Yeah.
Very family oriented, very solid family base. And his skill level outshines that. And the fact that he doesn't speak English as much, in UFC is predominantly, an English type of speaking because the places they go to, they were in Dubai, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, that man put on such a show, such a technical force. If you're a fan or not of the UFC, you got to respect his greatness. And I cannot wait to see somebody even push him because he's not being pushed.
Yeah, he's not being pushed. He's on another level. It's at the point right now. Real quick, not to interrupt you, King. I want to shout out to us. We have a super chat. Shout out to Couch Gaming in this with the $5 super chat. Listen to that Troy segment from Lord King last week 5 times. Had me dying. Kings, hashtag Kings of Comedy. Salute, Couch Gaming. I love it, the King.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Salute to the Ash and Luca. We see some people in there getting there. Shout NLG, my boy NLG. Stinger's in the building. Chief Time. Wicked Good Gaming's in the building, y'all, from Boston. Ooh. We got our PAX East brothers. Nice live with your Anchorman. It's real nice out here. Everybody's adjusting to the time, King.
Well,
so they like you this early in the morning.
These are the early folk. You know, how y'all doing, early folk? Y'all love eating your pancakes and stuff. Early folk.
We're gonna have.
We're still talking about 11 a.m., right?
Yes.
What's wrong with you guys?
In America, Toby, Saturday night is a late night.
Yes.
The night before is usually rough on the Lords.
Okay.
So let me see what I played this week in Game Pass other than that super spectacular Captain Game Pass game.
Yes.
Captain Game Pass game. Oh God. Let me mute myself after that one.
Let me tell you, I played Blazing Chrome, and Lord Sovereign and I got a chance to do the interview with the developers when we was at PAX, and the game is a throwback to Contra. And it plays just like it's playing off a Genesis, minus any frame dip, any hiccups. The game is phenomenal. A lot of times, we overlook games inside Game Pass. I suggest everybody get a chance, try to do the one game a week, a new game, try something new, try to test it out. Something that you wouldn't have paid any money for, to buy or see, but test it out. And I'm pretty sure you're going to be pleasantly surprised with all they have to offer, because too many people say there's no games out here. It is a ton of games out here,
man. Ton of games. Game Pass is fantastic. We got Kingdom Come Deliverance in Game Pass right now.
Sir.
So I am in a good place right now.
Wanted to say. But did you just say one game a week? Oh my God, I wish I have so much time yet like you. One game a week.
No, Toby, that's one game to try.
Okay, define try then. I mean, do you know how a game plays after 1 hour of gaming? Take Gears of War, for example, the new Gears 5. If you play the first act, you will not like it as much as if you get to the second one, because then the real gaming thing starts. But you don't reach it after 1 hour, right? So tricky.
Let me tell you something. When you're playing Kingdom Come Deliverance, the game really picks up 6 hours in. I'm talking about really meat and potatoes of the game. And it is such a... When I saw it go to Game Pass, that's why I was so happy when you got on. When I saw it go to Game Pass, I swear I DM'd Cognito. I said, they made it.
They made it, yeah. We will talk about, save that. I got a lot to talk about when we get to Tobi's segment, because that is so important, King. But the Sov has returned. I think I could do the Sov's intro now. Has the Sov returned?
I don't know.
He's good. He's good. I hit it, boy. And of course, we have returning our most technical gaming lord, the solo gamer who lives for the single player selfish experience, and also the Sopstradamus, Mr. Offline Profile Illuminati and Lord Patron of the Iron Bank, my man, Lord Sovereign, finally back. How you doing, sir?
What's going on, man? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you today, sir? Did you have your waffles and stuff?
Oh, I did. Absolutely.
How you gonna say like he went away for food?
We so early, man. We still having breakfast. Waffles?
Oh, this is all. Listen, I could do 9 a.m. if you want. We just say the word.
Let's
go.
No. Someone kick him off right now.
This addict. Hit the button. Get him out of here. Get him out of here.
I need that audio. Get him out of here.
What's going on, man? I know we got a lot of things to talk about, but have you got a chance to do much gaming this week, sir?
Not too much. I played some Gears a little bit yesterday. Just did the intro part, and then I played a little bit of Act 1 today. Literally like maybe 20-25 minutes.
No doubt.
Wow.
Hold on 1 second. Shout out to 9Lives210. He just downloaded Kingdom Come Deliverance. Gonna give it a try, Toby. You see? That's the power of the Lords right there. That's power right there.
Very good, guys. Very good.
No doubt.
I support that.
So my apologies for not being here last week. You know, it couldn't be helped. You know, but man, I got caught some fraudery. I heard last week. I heard a lot of fraudery. So
what do we call fraud on you?
No, I mean, I wasn't here. You can call fraud on that, but like, but some fraudery. So
well,
I'm gonna need your help,
be in
King,
attendance before you could call fraud around anything.
I'm gonna need your help on this one, King. Though, so I need the light to come out. I'm gonna need that light.
Fraud light. Let's get it. Let's get it early.
I need the fraud light to come out.
Okay, where's that?
Where's that? Where's that?
Well, when you go first, we don't do no preemptive fraud. You ain't gonna get it ain't no fraud alert on command. They gotta be worthy of a fraud.
Why do you don't like being ordered the fraud alert?
You want out.
You know why, right? You know why? Because the first fraud alert for him.
Listen, if you want to come out here with your
he
fraud
knows how I do. He knows how I do.
He waited until he heard what the fraud alert was about. Listen, that is hilarious.
Yeah, listen, Cog, you want to do fraud, turn your camera on and stick up your own. This is for you with no camera, bro.
Let Tobi see your face. Yes, I agree. Fraud or solve, because he had one of the best interviews with Tobi for a woman's lot. Tobi doesn't even get to see his face. Tobi logged in.
Tobi knows what I look like.
No. You can't do that. One of your best interviews. You have him right here.
The best.
You don't have your camera
podcast. Listen, Tobi, trust me.
It's Sir Tobi. And he needs to see that face.
When I tell you that you don't want to see this, Tobi. Trust me.
Why is it that bad?
He said,
I'm like, I am in bed in a wife beater with my Coke bottle glasses on.
And you know what? The world needs to see this.
No, that's right. You already got me back scratching on video. We good. You don't have to do
that.
Shout
out to Kid Smooth in the chat. Shout out to Stam Yanchin. I believe that is Lord SWAT or Lady Panda's account downloading Kingdom Come on Game Pass right now. That's what I want to see, y'all.
Beautiful. That's what I love to see. Yeah. But so Kid.
Hold on. Did you say Kid Smooth's downloading
Kid Smooth? No, not Kid Smooth just said what's up, guys.
Kid Smooth's in the chat.
That is not a game for you, Kid. I don't want you to break. I don't want you to break another Elite controller. Stay away.
I take offense calling himself Captain Game.
Captain Game Pass. Go ahead.
You're not. Again.
You're a little better now. You got continue.
King, you have to love all your children equally. Okay. There's not only Xbox Game Pass. You have PC. You have.
Yeah.
So when
he's
so full of it. He's so full of it that they're not even. YouTube's not even letting him talk.
Fios is killing me today. It really
is. His mic said
fraud.
King, please.
My mic is a king minion. That's what it is.
Well, right now it's good. So you better get out what you got to say because we got a lot of shit.
Listen, I've played it. I played my PC. I've been on my PC.
Did you play Blair Witch on PC, sir? The way it should be played.
Listen, man, you gonna stop that. If it can't play on my X, it don't need to be played at all. I'm gonna let you know that right there. So don't tell me I gotta.
You gotta love Game Pass PC equally. You can't be Captain Game Pass and love only one piece of Game Pass. You have to love it.
No. I love it when it get to the Switch too, so I can pick that up. How about that?
Not any running on Switch.
Yeah, make that happen.
And of course, I played Astro Off the Chain. You know that. So that's what I've been playing.
Yo, let me ask you a question, Simon. Being that you wasn't here last week, how do you like it? Because I don't like the fact that what people are doing right now. I gotta really go in on these lame excuses for people that always look to these gaming sites for the latest scores and how they want to play a game. Because if it ain't a 90, I can't touch it, baby. Those type of dudes that look for somebody to tell them what's fun and what's good or how they food tastes. Those people that's picking up apps and telling them what to watch and what to see and how to think and how to move. I don't move like that. And you know, Astro Chain has been getting bagged and broken, but I heard it's a real good game. Could you please explain to these people what a good game is?
Astro Chain is it's an excellent game. There's certain things about it that are simplistic in terms of the combat. But I think the point is to use your slave essentially.
The Legion is kind of
it's kind of your slave, to in combat, and it's a matter of how you use your Legion. So I mean, for me, I can understand people waiting for reviews to sort of gauge if they're going to purchase something or not, because, you know, $65 is a lot. You know, you don't want to spend it and then not love the game. So I get that. At the same time, like, I'm not with that. If it's not a 90 or above, I'm not playing that, because you're missing out on, you know, whatever, 2/3 of the games that come out every single generation. If you do that, like, honestly, the best games out there.
Hold on a second, Sovereign. If you want me to read your stuff or you got slander, put it in color.
Somebody slandering already?
Yeah, somebody got slander, but if
Early
you got slander, I can't read it though. But if it's in color, I definitely shout it out and tell you how I feel about it.
So yeah, man, like, I don't listen. People need to go out there and figure things out for themselves. Do not go taking people's opinion as doctrine. You know, you can get a gauge overall from different types of opinions and maybe do that. But man, like, if you're with that 90 or above, or I'm not playing it, you're missing out on a lot. On a lot.
It's like, if you realize, like, if you only play 90 and above games, you've played like 3-4 games this year. Like, not even okay. You played Resident Evil 2. You played. I think Shukro got a 90. I think that's all.
And
like, what else has got a 90 this year?
Not to mention number scores.
Astro Chain.
Nothing.
Yes.
And not to mention the fact that number scores mean nothing. Like, there's so much subjectivity to this, and personal. I
think the only time you should go by a Metacritic score or any kind, if it's a franchise you don't normally play and you just want a general interest of the if the industry itself feels like that's a good game or not, and then you should look at, you know, if you go on there and it's like a 55. There's a good chance you might not like that game, but you know, there are certain games like Dying Light that didn't get the greatest one. I mean, it got like in the 70s, I think, but it was an amazing game. So like, there are exceptions.
May I also add that you cannot trust the numbers anymore, because that's a way bigger problem there. You need to consider that there are social, political things running in the back as well. So
are you trying to imply bias, Lord?
I want to imply that numbers are not the same as they were. At least that's what I feel. That certain types of games will get better numbers if they have something in it, and certain types of game will get worse numbers if they lack something in it, which is not necessarily a quality addition or feature or whatever, but more like a social politics something. Well, you need to heavily consider which number you are trusting and which not. So saying I play only 90 and above is really, that's you cannot guarantee that this 90 game you are trying is really your cup of tea, and that it really is as good as people say. That and the same applies for movies as well. You have the critics who give a certain movie, let's say Star Wars or whatever, relatively high numbers, but then you have the cracks and the people who really dig into it and understand these kind of movies and criticizes from a different perspective, and they say it's the worst Star Wars ever released. So the numbers are a good indicator if the game is super crap or not. But I would say everything above 6 or 5 or 6 is definitely playable. Everything below 5 and 6 is something where you should at least think twice, because there might be a reason why. But if you take, for example, Kingdom Come Deliverance, which, I mean, we have these kind of problems, with people giving us high numbers or low numbers because of other reasons than the game itself.
I get really annoyed by that.
That's I mean, we don't want to fight this. We don't find anyone if they feel like that's this number is representative for the type of game, then so be it. But then you also have, that's the media side, but then you also have the angry mob side, right? So what's people are laughing, but in the last years, or what is it, 2, 3, 4 years? It's a relatively young thing, the review bombing thing.
Yes. Now that I completely, I hear you talking.
That's exactly what I was getting into when you said that. That mentality of review bombing and bringing a score down. See, this is letting you know that aspect of a score being held by a group of people that you can't control. When they bomb something and they bring the score down to either 0 or below its natural level, then that upsets the apple cart, right? So what's going to happen is soon they're going to remove that whole program from you. And you know how like they go to like Nielsen ratings and stuff like that is only in the select houses, and people get to check and see what is good and what is bad, and there's only going to be a select few. You're going to give up all your control and give it to only a select few. And then it's going to go to the part where it's only like these 50 people is going to start dictating what the scores are, opposed to the populace, you know, saying what the scores should be. And just like Toby said, maybe if a game doesn't have blood in it, or it doesn't have this, it has a lower score because these people feel it should have, you know. I say touch stuff, see it, and see if you like it.
If you like it for yourself.
I hate when people judge and review a game off of what's not in the game. Like, it's like, if it was never in the game, how are you going to review it like it is in the game? Like,
I mean, listen,
that makes no sense.
Yeah, you can't hold something against the game for not including what you want in it. Like at that point, you're just throwing objectivity out the window, right? And it's just like whatever. It's not the game that I want it to be.
It's trying to justify the opinion of what's going on. Like, at the end of the day, I always judge by what's in. You know, people a 10 out of 10. I feel like when it's something that's 10 out of 10, that's what I'm.
You're cutting out too.
Oh, I'm cutting out too.
A little bit, yeah, it's a little bit. It's a weird stream today. Sorry about that.
10 out of 10 is definitely something where I get really. I don't trust this number usually.
Yeah,
I'm glad you said that, Toby.
When I see a 10 out of 10, like I will pick that game away. Like, let's say I'm reviewing a game and everyone's giving it a 10 out of 10. I'm gonna be like, all right. For some reason, that's automatically going to drop it because I'm expecting up here and it's not up there. It's like a 10 out of 10, it doesn't necessarily mean the game's perfect. It means I like a 10 out of 10. It achieved everything that game was trying to achieve at the best possible way it could have achieved.
But, I mean, listen, I'll make this quick because we are going really long on this topic. The thing to me is just like, look, 10 out of 10, if I see that, you know, yes, my eyebrow raises. Is one of them things where I'm like, if it's that, it has to be at that point, not only the game of the generation, but something that changed gaming that at that point had never been done before until that game came out. You know what I'm saying? Like that is like a transformative kind of moment. As far as the review stuff, it's like, look, at the end of the day, this is all subjective. You know what I'm saying? There are going to be people who come into a genre or a game already with a predisposition about whether they like it or not. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's up for you to look at or aggregate all the scores that you look, or from people that you trust that either like the type of games that you like, and then that kind of will make your decision process. But I think we put too much weight on if someone gave something a score that we disagree with, and that shouldn't affect your day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I love a game. There's nothing no one's going to tell me. I don't care if it got a 6 or 5. If I love it, I'm playing it, and I'm not going to stop. So that's just where I got with it. Look, we got a lot of show to get on. We got Toby stuff to talk about. I know we're going to talk about reviews at some point. But we got to move on. So I'm not even going to do my intro. Y'all know who I am. I'm just playing Gears, a lot of Gears, obviously. You know what I'm saying? What else? To touch a little bit of Astral Chain. And yeah, man, just been messing around. But Solve, real quick, I know we got some giveaways to do. Are you ready for that, sir?
I'm absolutely ready.
We got
my mic ready?
Yeah, your mic's ready. So let's go.
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's do it.
No doubt. So first, we're going to pay some bills to take care of our Patreon subscribers. And of course, we got some giveaways to give away.
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's run through our Patreon subscribers and give thanks as we do every single month. And we're going to start with our friend to the realm, Lord Meds.
Lord Meds, what's going on? Salute.
Thank you, sir, for all the love. And of course, our forever patron from up on high, Lord Corey Leidick, aka Lord Whiskey. Thank you, sir.
Always with us, brother. Always with us, man. Always.
Followed by Lord Slow Mo of the Back Slap. What's going on, Slow Mo?
Salute. Salute, Slow Mo.
Followed by Lord HB33, aka Lord Hakeem.
Woo! Salute.
Thank you, sir. followed by friend and fellow YouTuber Lord Nintendo Direct.
Ah, my man, Nintendo. What's going on, sir?
Thank you, sir. Next, we have Lord Wraith the Emperor.
Wraith, he's always teasing me. I like, shout out to Wraith, though.
That's my dude.
Yeah, he's
You
always he teases me for playing
UFC
Destiny. He always
fan.
teases me for that. Salute to Wraith.
Followed by Lord QX7 Masters. Thank you, sir, for all the
Sound
support.
like a new name. Okay.
And next we have Lord Zorro. Yeah, this is probably like it's just second time. So
Yeah,
thank
that's
you.
new, man. Salute, man. Thank you for supporting the realm.
Thank you, sir. And I think there've been some name changes too. Same, but they changed their.
Yeah, you probably been reading out the governments. They got tired of you.
Yeah, I have not been reading.
People's government.
I've been good.
Continue.
Followed by Lord Crit. No, I'm joking. Fastback 6768.
Solid by Jonathan. Give it out his full name. Salute Fastback in the. He's in the Lords of Gaming Fantasy Football League today.
Ooh,
salute.
All right. Get that money. Okay. We'll Lord Stitch 6669.
The hater of Switch topics, Lord Stitch. Shout out to Justin Russell right now, $5 super chat. Lords, what do you guys think about the blatant gambling in NBA 2K20? Yeah, it's pretty aggressive, man. It's pretty aggressive. They got a slot machine in there. It's kind of rough. Continue. Continue, so.
Next up, we have
right now that loot boxes are gambling and they're putting in a slot machine. Like,
Grand Theft has a casino.
Who's that there? That's a good idea. Let's do that. Yeah,
I think they're trolling at this point. Yeah, they're trolling.
At this point, you just put in a gambling institution in your game. That's all.
Exactly.
No boxes.
Continue.
All right. So next up, we have Lord Vagabondo. Thank you, sir, for the support.
No doubt.
Followed by Lord Gaming Forte.
Ooh, Forte's in the chat. What's going on? My
No
Destiny brethren. You know what's going on, brother?
And of course, friend to the realm, Lord Undead 3XVI.
Yeah, true king of the north, my man Undead. Salute the Undead, man. Games Perspective and Tech Network.
No doubt. Next up, we have Lord Lynchpin. Thank you for the support,
it's my
sir.
German brother, man. Slide from Joe. I love Lynchpin, man. Good dude.
Followed by the Lord of Xcloud himself, Lord Bill Stillwell.
All hail the great
My people.
All hail.
Yes, sir.
Fantastic.
And we have our very first patron, Lord Monkey Punch himself.
Day one, brother. That's my day one brother. That's what's up, man. Slow-mo said, was his bribe received for the giveaway, Lord Sov? He's just checking if he bribed you correctly so he can be his name.
The bag was received. This is how you know.
Don't worry. Keep bribing the Iron Bank, Sov, and maybe your name will be called. For the
and perhaps good things will happen. I don't know.
The Iron Bank welcomes all.
Welcome. Any and all conversations will be entertained.
No. Slow-mo said, excellent. With a devil face. Excellent. Slow-mo, you're hilarious.
Followed by the man who does put his government in everything. That's Lord Savvy Prescott.
Yes, Savvy Prescott. Salute.
Thank you, sir. All right. And we have Lord Max Payne 2K91, aka Night Music.
Woo! Salute, Night Music.
Thank you, sir. Followed by family to the realm, the grounded gamer himself, Lord Jay Fonzarelli.
Salute, man. He's a huge KCD fan, too.
Next up, we have the king of the stream team and band hammers all across the land, Lord Naldo himself.
Oh, yeah, he was very upset this morning.
Yes, he was.
Yes, you guys are doing little legal things to try to get those giveaways.
Yes, he'll get another special shout out in a second.
Yes, sir.
Followed by family from the cradle to the grave, Lord M-Bird himself, Loaded Pixels.
No doubt, the co-bearer. That's the co-bearer. That's M-Bird. M-Bird, somebody else. You always say
no, I remember.
Yeah, that's co-bearer.
All right, next we have Lord CDFS _ Lurk Too Cold.
Oh, that's Cat Daddy right there. He always changes.
Yeah, he changes up.
Salute, brother.
And of course, we have Lord Tazuichi coming up.
Tazuichi, my man. Salute.
Followed by Lord J. Pereira, 99.
Oh, Sir Jameson. That's what we did roundtable reviews.
Yes,
Sir
sir.
Jameson, man. We did roundtable reviews with him, man. Salute. Thank you, brother. Really means a lot, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you for your support. Much appreciated. And of course, last but certainly not least, our brother from across the pond, Lord Death Singer himself.
Singer, UK. Salute to the UK, man. Love us.
I need to play more with him, man. We need to get back on my PUBG team. We need to. Brap. Speaking of PUBG, Brap just jumped in there.
Super chat, yo.
We got a super chat. Hold on.
Yeah, man. I'll get it. Shout out to
you got two of them.
We got two. I'll take the first. Shout out to Brat Basement Radio Arcade Podcast with the 20. Wow, thank you, brother. Salute Iron Lords. Gears 5 is a must play for anyone who owns an Xbox. It's the best Gears since Gears of War 3. Oh, I can't do the Spanish. Ya tú sabes.
Ya tú sabes.
Ya tú sabes. Okay, all right.
Calm down.
Salute, Brat. I see you on Twitter, man. No doubt. And who's got the JD Gamer? Addict, you got the JD Gamer? Addict's in the bushes.
Addict's not there.
Addict's in the bushes.
Right. No. I'm good now.
Addict, all right.
I'm having serious network issues.
Okay.
Shame on Comcast. But anyway, shout out to the $5 super chat from JD Gamer. Cheers to the good show that the Lords deliver every week.
Thank you, brother.
Yo, you might be on to something.
Oh,
JD.
my God.
Let me tell you something.
We can't be pandering this early.
Let me tell you something. It's always time to pander. How you doing? And you know something, Brap? I love the fact
you got to do that low. How you do? Like,
listen, Brap. I love the fact how you went bilingual. You understand? with the Lords, we're gonna give a little education in that Spanglish, baby. Let's throw that up in there. That's right.
Moving along from pandering for super chat, Sav, let's continue.
Right. So let's get into these Patreon giveaways. And we're gonna start off with our $10 gift card giveaway.
All right.
And the winner of our $10 gift card giveaway is Lord Zorro.
Lord Zorro. That's new guy. See? All right. The algorithm's doing good.
It's working as it should.
It's working as intended. Congratulations.
New guys get stuff.
Moving along.
All right, now let's get into this $20 gift card giveaway. And the winner of our $20 gift card giveaway is Lord Night Music.
Wow. Oh, yo, the algorithm is working. We're actually, you're right.
No
doubt.
Now
Give you a bigger prize.
get stuff.
Listen, anybody that's new, log in, join up. New guys,
sign up to the Patreon, man. The new guys are winning right now.
All right. And now, finally, we have our Teespring giveaway.
All right, who's getting the drip?
All righty. And the winner of our monthly Teespring giveaway is Lord Michael Lugo.
Oh, he hasn't won in a
minute.
Oh,
shout out to Monkey Punch.
All these new faces.
Punch, man. Salute. That's
Punch hasn't won in a minute. Yeah.
Shout out to Stitch. He said, this is rigged, slow-mo. It's rigged again.
You got to do Birdman hands.
You gotta get up in there.
You gotta do the Birdman. No doubt.
All right. So now, now that that's concluded, once again, thank you to all our loyal patrons for supporting each and every month. You guys really have no idea how much this means to us. We really, really appreciate that. And now we're going to get into our Gleam giveaways.
The big ones.
The big ones.
The
Lords.
big ones.
The Lords we're giving out 2 games at a time this time around. We got some, you know how the fall season is. We have a lot of big games. So we're going to start out. Before I do, a big thank you and shout out to the Lord of the stream team and the king of the band hammers, Lord Snaldo himself. As Cognito was saying earlier, people will do anything to win a $65 game.
Yes. You've seen the lengths they've gone to, Toby.
Multiple accounts, fraudulent accounts,
all type of stuff to win these
all
games.
Type of stuff. And Lord Snaldo goes through each and everything, making sure that we have a legitimate winner every single time we do these. So thank you, Lord Snaldo, for all the help. And again, also a message from Lord Snaldo. Guys that listen to the Iron Lords podcast that don't usually enter this, guys, enter these contests.
Yes, please.
This is for you. This is to show love for the support you guys give us. So, I mean, honestly, we love the support we get all over the place. But if one of you guys that we know listens to us all the time and shows support all the time wins, we're that much happier. So get in there. Absolutely do that. All right.
No doubt.
Okay. So let's go with our Borderlands 3 winner. Borderlands launches this week.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Let's go. And the winner of our Gleam Borderlands 3 giveaway is Lord Homesh at yahoo.com. There are no other, I have no other way to describe it. I'm not going to give out your name. So Lord Homesh at yahoo.com. Congratulations. I will contact you later today with your information and your code so you can pre-download Borderlands 3 and be ready for when it launches. I believe on the 12th or the 13th. It's one of those 2 days. So congratulations to Lord Homesh. Now, the winner of our Gears 5 giveaway is...
it's the big one, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, it's the big one. Let's go. Lord easy.mac.bb at gmail.com.
See, y'all didn't get in, and y'all let .easy.mac.bb get it.
He must be a fan of Death Stranding since he's putting BB in his Gmail.
No doubt. No doubt. Yo, salute to all the winners. Congratulations for everyone that signed up, man. Huge support. We really appreciate it. We also got some Kingdom Come stuff and some Iron Harvest stuff that we're going to be doing during the show. So please stay on. You got, like I said, we got Tobi in the building. We're going to be doing some cool giveaways, man. Like I said, for those who haven't got Kingdom Come Deliverance and Iron Harvest, it is going to be lit. So please, you guys are going to be getting some cool stuff, man. Stick with us throughout the duration of the show. No doubt. So that's what we got solved. Has the Iron Bank been fulfilled?
The Iron Bank is closed for business for the day, unless, of course, bribes. And, you know, and we're always open for business.
No doubt. No doubt. You already know. So, yeah, man. So what I was going to say is, like, we've got all that out the way. Shout out to Chief Tommy. Said y'all giving out emails. So how do we got all the Patreon
That's
stuff?
Their fault. That is their fault.
Out the way. You know what I'm saying? I want to start with Lord Tobi. His video game system history, gaming in Germany and the Czech Republic, and his journey in the gaming industry, and of course what led him from becoming the community manager to then the PR manager for Warhorse Studios. So Lord Tobi, let's start from the very beginning. What were the first game systems you had, and what got you into gaming?
The first one I played, I didn't own it, but my cousin owned it, which means it was in the family. It was a Amiga 2600. So I started with very early games. So the big black box, the two Joy-Cons, how do you call them?
The original Joy-Con.
Yeah, joysticks, exactly. So this was the first console I played, and I cannot remember how the name was of the game where you were. There were the three crocodiles in the water, and they were open their mouth, and you had to jump. Pitfall was amazing. I like that a lot. But the console, the platform that stick to my heart.
Let's go.
Up to today, and that's why I was crying tears of joy yesterday the day before, is the Super Nintendo.
Let's go.
I kid you not. Well, it's here in the studio somewhere. I have an original one still. It's probably in the kitchen where the people play. So I have.
Wow, you see the original packaging? Wow.
Of course. That's only the controller, but I have the original stuff for everything from the Nintendo, because it really is my favorite platform. And now that Nintendo Direct or the Nintendo Online Service offered the Super Nintendo, I was crying tears of joy. And I was actually playing the whole day today. And right now it's 6 p.m. in Czech Republic. I was playing Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past.
Wow!
Salute, brother. Salute.
So
Yeah, a lot of people were very happy about that announcement for the Super NES, for the NES Online.
Tears of joy, man. Tears of joy.
Super
It was really...
NES, man. We talk about all the time. A very powerful system, tremendous game. So that was like your baby, Super NES.
That was. And I can really remember. Well, I'm half Czech and half German, so I was I was always traveling from back and forth. I was with my grandma in Czech Republic, and then with my family in Germany, and so on. And I can remember I was like, I don't know, maybe 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years, somewhere there. I was playing the Super Nintendo in the evening, and my mom came in and said, shut it, go sleep, turn it off already, go to bed. I turned to her and said, one day I will become a video game tester. So lucky thing I did not become a tester, but the good thing, I started to work in the video game industry, and that
was brother. That's awesome, man. That is an awesome story, man. That's cool, man. Cool video game system history. Super Nintendo leading the way. You know what I mean? So now that we know, obviously, you got a background in gaming, you play games, you love games. But as far as like now transitioning into the gaming industry, I know like initially your background, you had like a lot of reporting and on the journalistic side, and then
exactly.
Then we kind of want to know like from that, then what leads you to that opportunity to become a community manager for what we knew initially.
Gaming, like, well, I don't know if still most boys, but many boys, at least in my in my friendship bubble, they love video games. So video games was an essential part of my life all the time. However, I also played something that is not very popular in the USA. It's called handball, and it's something.
Oh, I played that all the time.
You and some friends.
Basketball, but on field goals, pretty much. So I played this for 20 years. So sports was an essential thing for me. But at home, Super Nintendo. And
nice.
The fun thing is that, maybe you heard about the Cold War and stuff, and there was the Iron Curtain between Germany and Czech Republic.
Yes.
Which makes it even weirder that I am alive because my mother had to flee from the Czech Republic to the West, and so on and so on. But this also means that there was no real Super Nintendo and Nintendo in general background in the Czech Republic. So for them, it was the very first PCs they had, and they were stolen in a way or imported from the West. So it was very tricky. So after the 90s, they started with gaming, but gaming was expensive.
I was going to ask you that because I know on that side it was very tough, and the lengths that you guys seem to have to go to just the game. I know we have mods on. He was telling us about, he's from Poland. He was telling us stories about similar stories. So like, could you just explain again for us on the United States on this side of the world, like how difficult was it during those times to actually to get a hold of video game systems and things like that?
Pretty much impossible if you didn't know anyone who was able to travel through the border. And traveling through the border was also, again, impossible almost. Wow. You had to have a very good reason. So the thing is, Iron Curtain, it was the fight pretty much between the West capitalistic part against the East communistic. And the communists didn't want to let the people from the communist area go to the West and stay there. And this was the big idea of most of the people. They wanted to go there because they knew that there are the products and the PCs and the Coca-Colas and the jeans and all the stuff, which is completely normal for us today, to have a variety of, I don't know, canned food, let's say, for example. I had in the store in Czech Republic, let's say, eventually 5 different brands or whatever. There in the West you had 15 or whatever. I'm just coming up with stuff, but that's the thing. So I was living and born and raised in the West, so I had everything pretty much. But my Daniel Vavra, the creative director here of Warhorse Studios, he got into gaming way before the Iron Curtain fall, and he got pretty much old analog Amazon, like that. So old magazines where you have to like dial and call and what you want to order, or order it via postal service, and then they bring your stuff. However, they had magazines from the West, which of course they couldn't do anything with it, but they could see the bright pictures. So he saw the small pictures of video games and PCs they obviously have in the West, and he started to try to get get something in the East as well. Of course, it was impossible, so they had to smuggle it in. It was pretty hard and stuff.
So really, we're talking about getting it at all means, like despite obstacles, despite that thing. Soft, I hear you talk. Someone's asking a question. Was that Soft?
So whatever could have, it's something. It's a little bit similar in China as well. While China today is censoring the internet and Twitter and YouTube and all these kind of stuff, so that nothing harms their way of thinking.
Right.
The same is you can apply the same to the Iron Curtain. So nothing from the West, where nothing capitalistic should harm the way of the people there. Anyway, that's the one thing. But as I said in the beginning, I was always very keen, a very keen gamer. So the Super Nintendo was by far my most favorite console. I had a Game Boy as well, so portable, but Super Nintendo, and then all the PlayStations from 1, 2, 3, 4. And waiting for the 5. So I was a PlayStation guy, not an Xbox guy.
Nice.
Sorry.
No need to sorry. Apologize.
No. You've seen the light. You have getting into the Game Pass.
I made it. We made it.
No doubt, man. Tremendous. Continue.
I studied 5 years of journalism, so I'm with a master degree journalist, and I always thought that asking questions and writing them down is exactly what I'm best at. And my university, the topic I studied split up into PR and into journalism. I thought, okay, I will do the journalism part because PR, that's crap. Only I don't know, girls do it or whatever. So I have to do the journalist part. That's what I want to do. And then I found out that I'm way better in answering questions than in asking them.
Bringing them up. Okay.
By accident, I got into the gaming industry because I was working as a journalist, as a freelancer, and I was slowly bleeding out because, well, I lived by that time already in Czech Republic because I studied my master studies. I did them here. However, I'm not really able to write in Czech, which is a big problem. I speak it fluently and I can read fluently as well. I cannot write without mistakes, though, grammatical mistakes, which as a journalist is pretty bad. So I had a huge disadvantage that I couldn't write my own articles. I could dictate it to someone and they should write it down.
Oh, you had a secretary.
For a while it worked well, but of course you had to argue a lot and with the editors to make them pay you anyway, even though you need a second person to do the job of one person, right? So it was pretty difficult, and I was bleeding out of money because it's a freelancer job. And it was right after university. So I still like to lay on the couch rather than to get up every morning and get to work. And at one day, I met a little bit chubby, bearded guy in our apartment elevator, and I saw him already several times. I was like, "Who the hell is he?" And this one day, we stepped into the elevator together, and he was like, "Hey, what's up? My name is Daniel. Are you living here?" I said, "Yeah, I live on the top." I said, "Okay, I'm Daniel Vavra." So I looked at him and said, I saw him somewhere.
Saw the name. You heard the name. The name's familiar.
That rang the bell. I had no idea. So I went to my apartment and Googled him, and then it hit me like an arrow. It was like a week before I saw him in German television where he was introducing his new Kickstarter project, Kingdom Come Deliverance. It's like, what? He's living right below me, and he just opened. Oh well, it was open already, but they just did the Kickstarter, and it became somewhat famous. I was like, okay, Tobi, concentrate. Now you have one shot, right? So I was looking up the Warhorse Studios pages, what they're looking for. So they looked only for programmers and these kind of stuff, everything I cannot do. So it's like
technical stuff.
Crap, shit, what am I going to do? So I let it slip for a week or so, and always like checked it, like if they have something new, if they're looking for something, because I wanted to. Actually, I because he was living below me, I wanted to sneak or spy on Daniel because he had a kid and a dog, and he was regular walking both. So I thought I will just bump into him again.
Oh,
Like,
so
hey,
you did a wait, hold on. You did you did a timed stalk.
Yeah, he's like he walks the dog at 5 o'clock.
Because we are living in a flat built in a building built in the 15th century, so super old building.
Right.
It has no elevator, of course, so the elevator is stuck outside, and it's a glass elevator. And I tried to actually see if he's going really weird, creepy stuff. However,
I love it though. This is the lengths we have to do for gaming. Let's go.
Exactly. Just go.
You got to shoot your shot. You knew this is your opportunity.
You have to go to your luck.
Exactly. Let's go.
And I wanted to actually ask him out for a beer or something. And like, hey, what are you doing? And by the way, here's my CV. Didn't work out at all.
He's like, here's my CD. I'm done. Yo, that was funny.
He hit him with the demo.
Hold on 1 second, Toby.
I'm a fan of your work.
This is funny. Shout out to Brad. Finally signed out as an ILP Patreon. Off to watch football. Have a good show, Lords. Yatu Sabe. I can't do it. And then Philly.
You did it right. Yatu Sabe.
Yatu Sabe. I'm blowing that. I can't do that. Anyway,
Yatu Sabe.
there we go. And then King, what we got with Philly Eagle, man?
Okay, no apologies required for liking games you like. As King, like, hold on. As long as you see, you got me doing this early in the morning. As long as you're enjoying your games, that's all that matters. It's fun. And you know what, Philly Eagle, I believe that you're on to something. Let me tell you something, man. As long as you like your stuff, see, a game can be 100, it can be a 90, it can be all 10s. But if it's not in your wheelhouse, if it's something that you don't like, no one can tell you what is fun. And I'm glad that you put that in there, sir. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Now let's get back to some fun story with Toby.
Let's get back to stalking with the demo.
Let's get back to stalking with your mixtape, with your CD.
I said CV, but
I know. It just sounds funny. A CD.
Funny story. So I rapped for him and gave him my rap CD.
You spit your verses, Phil. Let's go.
Exactly. I gave him reasons to hire me.
Yes.
No. So that was the plan. Didn't work out. So it was like
didn't work out.
This is great.
So it was like Thursday evening, 9 p.m. or something like that. I checked the homepage again, and they were looking for a community manager, like with media knowledge, blah blah blah. It's like, okay, that's up my alley. That's something I can do. So I didn't want to wait any longer. So I just dressed, printed my CD.
CV or CD?
CV, of course.
There we go.
Printed my CV, went down the stairs, knocked at his door, and said, "Hey, I know who you are. I love what you do. Here's my CV."
Nice.
And he laughed and said, "It's shitty paid." I said, "Don't worry, I'm freelancer journalist. I know what's really shitty paid." And a month later or so, or some weeks later, I became the community manager at Warhorse Studios. Thank you very much. It was in June 2014.
Wow.
1st of June 2014.
Wow.
I became the community manager. And 1 year later, in June of 2015, I became the PR manager because I believe it was after the first E3 or while the first E3, something like that. We had my first E3.
Yes.
We had Daniel presenting the game, and I was, as a community manager, sitting next to him and playing it for him.
Nice.
And I figured that every presentation he did was completely different than the one he did before. So he gave every journalist a different information or no information at all, because he was talking about how he was shooting with rifles or how he was whatever doing in his free time. It's like, maybe I could try it. I might be good at presenting stuff. And then they said, okay, let's do it. And anyway, pretty much from day one, anyway, I was in contact with media. So the community thing was then given to someone else, and I became the PR manager. But the weird part is that with the community background thing and me being so vocal and loud and present, that I also somewhat, and that's the weird part, because that's usually PR guys are usually not very visible.
Right.
That I'm also doing all the interviews and streams and whatever.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I will say that, King. Yeah, like you said, most people are kind of, sometimes they take the back. Now, the community manager, yes, they would take the front.
Yes.
Most part, but the PR usually try and take the back. But you're kind of in that unique mix where you are in the front, you're in the streams, you're visible. You know what I mean? Now, everyone know it's cool with this, your level of outgoingness.
Yes.
Nice. So all right, man,
This is where light stalking turned out for the best. This is great.
There was an article once, and it was called when creeping paid out or something. I cannot remember anymore. Something.
Yes. I love it. Let me tell you something. In every aspect, you have to go and you have to exalt. I mean, you don't, he wasn't overbearing. He wasn't, listening to the guys doing none of that stuff.
Yeah.
What he did was time his bumps.
Yes.
So timing your bumps to get your job, to see that, hey, how are you today? Or whatever. And you know what? He said the last time, man, here's my CD, man. Listen, man, let me get in here. I can help you. CV. Listen, but hey,
curriculum vitae.
Yes. Let me give you my CV. And it sounds better with CD.
CD sounds hilarious. The CD sounds like he's literally
he took it out of the trunk. Like
he's literally a freestyle rapper trying to get a deal. Like that was made it sound funny.
But he got signed by Def Jam. And this is what we talking about here, son. We talking about the due diligence of believing in yourself so much that you put yourself out there. And he timed his bumps and his bumps timed out. And it was right. Listen, guys, don't give up on your dreams. I mean, he's telling you he went up the chain by timing his bump to meet and greet and to be out there. Trust me, it works out. It's fantastic, but keep going. I love it.
It was really great speech. May I add one thing, though? Please. I would please also, if don't have the attitude of I cannot do that. Oh, and that's too hard for me, or I'm probably not the right. No, just try it. You can always apply. Always try it. The things you are maybe not able to do right now is something you might be learning throughout your job. And every CV is always not necessarily the requirements only, but it's also the optimal person that. Which even if you're applying for a job which requires you to have a driving license or whatever, and you don't have it, you still might just try it, and maybe they figure out, hey, this guy is actually good for this other job we don't have yet written somewhere. But always, I don't like this. You have to have this I can do it attitude, and that's what drags me through life, I guess.
No, that's a great point, man. I mean, you totally nailed it, because there's many positions like that like I said, you may look at it on face value on paper and say, oh, I might not qualify, but you still have other skill set, and then you go, and even if you get that job, which is great, but if you don't get that job, sometimes in the future they can remember what your skill set is, and there's a position that's even more tailored to you. So never give up. I totally agree with that mentality. There's been jobs like that in IT that I've kind of come across with similar type of results and situations, and things have happened. But man, tremendous on that story. That was like, wow, magical.
It can even be the weirdest stuff. I can remember back then, when I was still in university, I was working as a video journalist, so I was doing the camera and stuff. And I can remember that I had some CVs up there, and my colleagues, there was one CV. They were pretty much almost all of those guys had the same skill set, and that somewhat the same. And they picked the one who had in his hobbies beekeeping, just because. And this sounds funny, I know, but that's just because it was so different and special that they said, beekeeping, that's interesting. Let's invite him. So I know that sounds funny and weird, but as it just supports what you just said.
Absolutely.
That you can, your skill set, as weird as it could be theoretically, it can be just the one thing that triggers some interest.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, salute to Sexy Biscuit in the chat. I see you.
I was not gonna go there.
I have to. I got to salute Sexy Biscuit. That's a big support right there. Right? Love to see that in the chat. So, real quick, man. So, I mean, look, man, tremendous story. Obviously, like you said, obviously we've talked about Kingdom Come Deliverance on Iron Lord podcast at nauseum. We all love the game. We know we call it real life Skyrim. No dragons, none of that. Just based on real medieval history with eating, drinking, ultra realistic sensibilities. So the question I got for you, Tobi, is like, the way I look at you guys, you are the epitome of the underdog story, right? You guys started off as a Kickstarter, you get the funding, you get to that level, and then you get to this level of this critically acclaimed, beloved game. Starts off almost with a cult classic to now multiple DLCs to now a Royal Game of the Year edition, right? So my question to you, Tobi and War, like, what's the feeling in the studio? Like, what's the energy to see? Because you've been there from the beginning. You put your CV out when this thing was, just a dream, a thought. So what's the energy of the studio right now?
So I started at the team. I applied at the team when they had 25 people here. When I came, we stocked it up to 40. So that, as I said, in 2014. Now, when I look into the studio, we have 130 people here, I think, within 5 years. So what's the energy? So definitely there's a lot of punk rock and in the best sense, I mean, in this studio. So a lot of people have this feeling of we are different than most other companies because of the underdog story. There was no, now we have a big publisher there, but there was no big publisher who was dictating us, you have to do X, Y, Z because that pays or something like that. No, we had some ideas, we developed them. Someone said it's crap. We said, no, we'll do it anyway.
Nice.
And in the end, it turned out good. So right now, what we do is that in the studio, we have somewhat about, 30, 40 people who ever did a video game before, other than Kingdom Come Deliverance. So the majority of the team is young guns, people from the universities, people, and that again supports what we just said, people who never had a gaming job before and apply with some kind of skill set, and we believe that, okay, he's good enough, and the rest we will teach him. So the energy is pretty high and pretty rebellic still. However, now we have a big publisher behind us, Media or Deep Silver. This might change something. So far everything is super cool. We have a really great relation with them. Awesome. So fingers crossed everything stays as it is, but awesome. I see a bright future. So
that's awesome, man. We're rooting for you guys, man. This is tremendous. You guys got picked up, obviously, the Deep Silver relationship, the THQ relationship. We were just like, wow, they are going places. They should be around for a while, and it's good to see because again,
it's a very great feeling. No one really told us, but we feel like that we are one of the major studios anyway from Deep Silver right now. So. No one said it like that.
Put your chest out. Put your chest out, Tobi. You can do it.
Just, keep saying it to ourselves sometimes.
No doubt.
Listen, when we went to PAX,
cool. THQ is cool, so I feel we are in the right corner there.
Yeah. When we went to PAX and we had you guys scheduled for the interview, and we got over there and we saw you guys, it's I can't explain the feeling because you get to see something from its genesis, from its inception, its growth, right? And the next time we saw you at PAX again, it was larger growth. Like the first growth is like, you go see your flowers and your flowers is growing. And then the next time you go and they're budding and they're producing more pollen and growing all over. And I said, wow. This makes me feel really good because we saw them grow into this big, like you said, it's over 100 some odd people there now. It is totally different. And you can see how, because you knew the game was great when we saw it. Cognito made sure that was our first interview that we got there, that was the energy was there. Everything was there. We knew the studio believed in what they were doing.
Yes.
And then we got the game, and then the game was like, oh, remember, it's like King's Field. This is crazy.
Yes.
And it was so much fun. And we every person we came across, we talked about it. What made it so important is the second time we saw you guys, and the video went viral.
Yeah.
And that's when I said, I love that part. That's because it was organic. It wasn't forced.
It wasn't forced.
It was perfect.
And that's a big shout out to Sexy Biscuit for that, because they took that video and they ran with it. They took that video and ran with it and really made it into something big and special. But I tell you, like, one thing I noticed from the onset, I wasn't there the first time you guys met Rick, but the second time I met both Rick and Tobi. And if you don't know any better, you would swear both of these guys were devs.
Yes.
That's how well they knew
that game front
inside
to
out
back.
and backwards.
Mhm.
And as somebody who's at this point now interviewed a lot of devs and
Yes.
PR managers at events.
There's levels, Soft, right?
There's levels. I've seen PR managers that don't know a damn thing about their game. Like it's and then and then when Toby and Rick, like it was just like boom, 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 boom. This is it.
Mhm.
You swear they were devs, and that is so, especially to somebody when they're first going out there doing interviews. That is such a comforting thing to know that every question that you have is not going to be met with a blank stare. Like you're gonna get an answer and an in-depth answer.
Absolutely, it'll be again just absolutely tremendous. And like King said it best. Like it's it's like believing in a child, and then you watch that child grow, and we've seen you guys in that journey, and I'm just like, wow, they're doing it, man. This is so cool, and just to be a part of that journey with you guys has been tremendous. I want to move on real quick because I gotta ask a question. Obviously, we know Gamescom had came up, and the thing that surprised me, which is the cherry on the Sunday, Toby, I gotta ask you, was the announcement on Inside Xbox with you guys in Game Pass. Like that was huge, because I'm sitting there to myself. I'm just like, so many people will now get a chance to play this gem, that they've either heard about, maybe they couldn't afford it at the time, but they have Game Pass. So my question to you is like, that about that decision, and then how beneficial is it for a developer? Because we hear this all the time, about a game going into Game Pass. Is it really good for the game? Like how did that work out for Warhorse, for you guys, for putting it in there?
What I'm asking myself is very often the same question. For example, with the new Gears, I allegedly don't know how the devs are paid now, because people who have not the devs, generally, usually you buy a game for X amount of dollar, and then you get a certain amount of money, and then you can say, okay, it's successful or not. I don't know how Gears does it, because it's right from the start in the Xbox Game Pass. For us, it's more of a. This sounds ugly if I say that, but it's more like a marketing thing. In terms of, we don't expect to earn any money or any big money from Kingdom Come anymore, because it's just hitting. It's just over.
Right, because you're at the end of the cycle. Right.
It's end of the cycle. The DLCs are out. The next thing is the modding coming up, and the Xbox Game Pass is actually a really, really amazing thing, exactly as you said, to get it among the people. Again, so for those who said, I don't want to play it, or it doesn't have the 90 points out of 100, so I will not play it, 90 or above. So let's give it a try. For us, it's just a great way to get it among the people and just grow the community in a way. So we have, for example, Sexy Biscuit, who's in the chat, who's still doing great videos about KCD. We have new people coming jumping on the bandwagon, so it's a good thing. We were approached in a way, I think, by Microsoft, if I can.
Oh, nice! Wow, Microsoft approached you guys.
So it was some kind of discussion. Hey, would you like to? Yes, we would like to. What's necessary, and so on. And I'm super happy to be among those huge ass titles on the.
So basically what you said, almost like from a marketing standpoint, from a visibility standpoint, like you said, you're at the end of the cycle. Normally a kind of games would fade away a little bit at that point, because you're just doing mods and other stuff at that point. But now it's almost like you said, Gears 5 is out. And then on that same marketing storefront, you're right. Kingdom Come Deliverance is right there with all these major titles. So again, a whole bunch of eyes, a whole new audience that may have missed that title. Now, because they're a subscriber to Game Pass, they have access, they're privy, and hopefully engagement, I would assume, would increase with your title.
It's exactly as you say. It's exactly as you say. I don't know if it's just for me like that, if the page knows that I'm doing or looking for KCD or something, but if I open the Game Pass, the library, and click on all, it gives me KCD as the first thing. I don't know if that's if the browser knows that I'm looking for
the browser's predisposed to your gesture.
No, what you guys are on is the first page. Like the games that was released for that month, right? What I noticed was Kingdom Come Deliverance was right there. I was kind of pissed off because I was like, man, I paid for it. I got all this stuff. Right? But no. It's we were supporting from day one, and so it really didn't matter at all. But the fact that other people that couldn't, like Cognito said, couldn't either afford it or didn't know. On many games came out. Let's say you came out in a month that 3 games came out and somebody only had enough money for 2 games. So now they're able to get this game, and you said it's at the end of the life cycle, but that end of the life cycle is the beginning of the life cycle in Game Pass.
Yes.
You understand? And then that beginning of that life cycle will transcend, because you got millions of people that probably have Game Pass that will say, wow, this is a real robust game. It is not a short game by any stretch of the imagination.
Full-fledged.
All right. It's a full-fledged meat and potatoes game. I told you, by the 4th or 5th hour of you into the game, that's when the game really starts to get its meat and potatoes going. So when I saw that, I was like, it was very different from what was in Game Pass. Because Game Pass had a lot of games in there, probably top out with 10 hours of gameplay. Your game is well past 10 hours of gameplay. And to be inside Game Pass, I thought it was a real achievement, to be honest with you.
It's a huge honor. It's a huge honor. You guys, we were talking about Gamescom earlier. I was invited by Microsoft to be on the Microsoft Xbox Game Pass stage. The first thing I said on the stage was, it's an honor that I'm still being invited a year after release to talk on the stage about a game that is a year old. So it's definitely a huge honor. It's really great. It's really, really great.
Absolutely.
And there are always haters, of course. And if you see some haters saying, the Game Pass is not attractive enough or so, what's really cool is that most of the comments below it say something like, what are you talking about? There's great games like Gears, KCD, Shadow of War, whatever. So name KCD among the cool games. So that's
you were selected among the cool game. I'm telling you, names and lights, man. You're up there with the big boys in Game Pass. Shout out to Snaldo with the $5 super chat. Hello, my lords. Good morning and welcome back, Sir Tobi. He loved meeting you at PAX. Loved the Warhorse products. Everyone should get them. Salute, Snaldo. He's probably the man behind the camera that got you on cam with us with the Lords. Salute, man.
Thank you very much.
Tremendous story, man. And
PAX is great.
Absolutely. Last but not least, obviously, we know about, Iron Harvest. That's the new kind of title you've been talking about. So, again, your new role with King R's Games and Koch Media, /Deep Silver. So, I guess my question, just real quick, if you briefly, for those who don't know, what is the premise of Iron Harvest? What is it about? Why should we get excited about Iron Harvest?
So just very quickly, just to clarify first. So again, Koch Media or Deep Silver is the mother company that bought Warhorse Studios. Exactly. So I am still the PR manager at Warhorse Studios. That's very important. But because KCD, there's nothing to be released anymore. The modding, marketing and PR and stuff is going down, of course. So Deep Silver said, "Hey Toby, you're doing an okay job. We have
more than okay, Toby. Stop it.
We have another product here called Iron Harvest. Would you be interested?" I said, "Great thing, I'll do it." Why? And that's now coming, because Iron Harvest is an RTS, which when I remember PC gaming, I think I started with RTSs.
Yes,
so
Attic
it was
loves RTS.
First Command and Conquer, Dune 2000, Warcraft 1 and 2.
Yes.
I never played the third one, actually. So I played 1 and 2. Age of Empires, of course. Age of Empires 1 was absolutely mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. It was amazing. The Vololo guy, everyone, amazing. So RTS is part of my DNA anyway. So Iron Harvest is one of those RTSs, though it's nothing like the games I played back then. Have you guys played Company of Heroes?
Yes.
I have not, but Sav, have you played Company of Heroes?
Yeah, Iron Harvest is a Company of Heroes-esque game. What I mean is that it's a SWAT-based combat system. It's a cover-based system, so you cannot just blindly send your troops to the front line. They will most likely die. So it's more like you have to really send them from cover to cover to cover.
See, I love that already. Now we talking about
amazing. This is Iron Harvest, actually, and I'm not saying that because I'm the PR guy for that, but I'm saying really it's the most strategic or tactical RTS from all the strategic or tactical RTSs I played in the recent years.
Nice.
Compared to Company of Heroes, it's somewhat in the same LA. And we are talking here about alternative history universe, about World War I, giant mechs. So you have those mechs.
Wait, so we got World War I, but we got mechs going on too? We got big mechs?
Definitely. So we have World War I, but with giant mechs. And it's actually, it's alternative universe created by a Polish painter called Jakub Ojalski. That's not so important, but he created this universe, and based on this universe, which has factions already and heroes and everything, so this world is already living. Based on that, King Art Games from Germany, a German studio, decided to make a RTS out of it, a video game. So, as I said, strategical, tactical, cover-based, and with giant mechs roaming.
Dude. You got mechs going on during the Great War, 1920s. You got his little diesel punk vibe I'm feeling.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like Company Hero. See, this is where you got me, Tobi.
So let me ask you a question, because I'm visualizing the game in my head. Can your guys take cover behind the mech's legs? Are the mechs big enough that they can hide behind and they use them as cover? Or
very clever question. So there's different sizes of mechs. You cannot directly cover behind your mech. So they are big enough to the biggest class of mechs is big enough to destroy cover and just walk through buildings and stuff. So yeah. But when those mechs go down, so if they're destroyed or something, they will leave their parts lying around, and behind them you can cover. And they can be a tactical advantage, but they can also be a disadvantage, because if they lay somewhere, they can you can maybe not cross them anymore. So you need to destroy them first before you continue with your big units, or you leave it there and leave the opponent deal with it. So if you destroy it at some bridge or something, for example, he might not cross it anymore before he destroys those guys there.
Wow, this sounds really cool, man. Chat is good. Ghost of Supreme says, sign me up. Lurk2Co says, RTS, I'm in. I thought RTS games were a joke. I converted to PC earlier this year. I love them. So when can the people get their hands on this, man? About this Iron Harvest, where we at in development? What's going on?
Yeah. That's the sad story. So Iron Harvest, the second name of Iron Harvest is Iron Harvest 1920 Plus. I don't know if you can see it. That's the name. Iron Harvest 1920 Plus. Okay. And the release day is the 1st of September 20. So 1920.
Okay, so we got a while.
The European way of putting the date 1920.
1920. All right, so we got a little while, but first of all, is Attic back? Attic is solved there, because we may.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, man. We may have some things to give away for some people who are excited.
Let's read that super chat from Dizzy.
Yes.
King O's knees like Julio got paid. You know, Dizzy, you might be onto something, but it's more like AB going to the Patriots. No knees involved. Sorry, brother.
So we got a little wait, but we may have some alpha codes to give away. Is that correct?
Exactly.
Lord? So Lord Attic, are you there? Are we able to get that done, or should we give it to Saul?
I think you should give it to Saul, because I don't know, Comcast is in the bushes right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it in the IOP chat, Saul, and you can give it away.
Saul, you got that taken care of for us, because we want the people are hungry for some Iron Harvest. They like the way this sounds, man.
I'm sorry. Are you putting it in the Hangout, or are you putting it?
No, he's gonna put it in IOP chat, all personal chat.
Okay.
And then
they could see that. They would just snatch that.
Yeah, they'll just snatch that. The people, we can't. You know what I'm saying?
Have you guys seen the games opening night live, the Gamescom conference?
I did see the Gamescom conference.
Jeff Keighley did it, and it was because Gamescom, now that E3 is sinking ship, Gamescom wants to be
the new. I'm glad you said that, because that was the vibe I felt. Gamescom felt like an it felt like how E3 is supposed to feel. And obviously we know what's been going on with the ESA and everything. It's kind of been on the down thing. But yeah, Gamescom, man. I'm glad you said it. But continue story with Keighley, yes.
Yeah, well, E3, I mark my words, next year will be big because of the consoles and the new, PlayStation, Xbox stuff.
Yes.
But after that, sinking ship. But maybe not. We'll see. Anyway, Gamescom tried to be more international now. So they had this opening night live. They flew Keighley in, and they want to make it like even bigger than it is anyway already. And on the opening night live, Deep Silver offered me, hey, Tobi, how about you have a presentation on stage? And was like, oh, that would be
epic.
That would be the cherry on the cake. That would be the highlight of my career. And then they said, oh, well, unfortunately, they said we cannot have a stage show. Only the Japanese guys can go there.
Oh, Kojima's took your spot.
You're too small. I said, but you can have a video. So at least something. I have a video from the opening night live with Iron Harvest.
Nice.
I don't know if I can send a link in the
put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, put it in the chat for the people. No doubt.
All right, so that first alpha code is out. It's in the chat.
In the chat.
Oh my God! Y'all better jump in there right now.
Jump in there, man. First Iron Harvest code is in there, man. We got stuff going on. Also, we're gonna have some KCD Royal Editions going on. So
that's right.
Make sure you get that to solve as well, okay?
Yeah, they're all there. You just let me know when you want me to drop them.
No, it's all up to you, brother.
A good cadence.
No doubt. It's up to you. That's what's up, man.
Man, I cannot wait till we get a chance to go to Germany and sit down with Tobi at a pub. And
we're going.
Gentlemen, I would love to show you around. Where are you guys anyway located? I never found out.
Yeah, well,
we met at E3. We met in Boston, but where's your harbor?
Most of us harbor East Coast, New York, West Virginia. But so we're predominantly the East Coast of the United States.
No, New York City.
Yeah, New York City, predominantly close to.
New York City, actually.
Yeah. Yes.
I've never been to New York, and I'm usually only traveling to the USA to cover one of those events. So,
well, hopefully,
I hope that I can see your crib.
Yeah,
that
you gotta
show me around. That these are the good parts.
Just bring your CD.
Yeah.
Listen.
I will bring my rap CD.
Hopefully, Play New York.
Oh yes.
Next year is as huge as we hope it to be. And listen, because that's a new trade show out of New York with video games all over the place. It's a very good event. It's very fantastic, and it's growing. It's blossoming. And hopefully it can get to like how PAX is. And you'll be there, because I'm telling you, I already know that your studio is going nowhere. It's definitely going to be around for a long time to come.
Yeah, you guys are going to be around. We definitely seen Play New York City. That's on the rise. Obviously, we met you a couple times at PAX, as well. So, it's going to happen. That's no question.
That's the latest we'll meet, right? PAX in Boston.
PAX in Boston. The Lords will be there.
March or something?
Yes.
So we'll meet latest in March.
Latest in March. We got you,
hopefully.
What about you guys in Gamescom? Is that too far?
No. We'll fly.
Gamescom,
we'll go.
We'll fly. We'll go. We are just working out the logistics. Obviously,
speak for yourself.
We're gonna
I don't leave the comfort of the United States.
Tobi,
right? I feel uncomfortable doing that.
Tobi, you see the two faces you see here, right? Those are the two faces you will see again.
I'm actually off that time. So
is that some hierarchy thing you want to let me know here or something?
I'm just letting you know. Do you see our faces? We'll definitely be getting off the plane just like this.
Oh, yeah. We'll be in Cologne. You gotta go. You gotta show us around, Tobi. You gotta give us the German royal treatment.
You guys be my guest.
I would appreciate it, brother. Much appreciated. So look, we got a show to get into. We'll move on. Last question. We ask all the guests. Just a fun little question, Tobi. Top 5 video games of all time, Sir Tobi.
That is super hard.
Now I'll make it easier for you. Oh, he's prepared. Oh, never mind. I ain't got it.
Unprepared.
Unprepared. Okay, so he is unprepared. All right. So what I'll say is this: to make it easier for you, you can also you can cheat and say a franchise. Like, for example, I know you mentioned Pitfall. I know you mentioned a couple of games, but again,
franchises. I'm not a fan of franchises.
Okay, so specific game then. Let's go.
Yeah. So I can't. It's not a specific order. It's not 1 to 5, but the games I like most is definitely XCOM 2.
Oh, you my best friend.
Came into my mind.
You're my best friend right now. That is legendary. That's on my list. XCOM always. Let's go.
XCOM 2 is amazing.
Yes.
So. A game that is not so popular, but I love it. I really love it. It's a grand strategy game from Paradox Interactive. It's Crusader Kings 2.
Okay.
Super hard game. If you want to play it really good, you probably have to learn YouTube videos for the first month first. So it's really extremely hard to get into. But once you're there, it's an amazing strategy game. Another game not very popular in the US, I guess, is the recently released Anno 1800. ANNO 1800. It's again a strategy game where you conquer different islands and have to get up an economic system and feed your people in a way. So I love, you see, strategic stuff is up my alley.
God Sims.
I like it. Strategy and RTS. I see you like. Continue.
Yeah. Big NHL fan. So I hope NHL 20 will be my new favorite one. Otherwise, it's 19 is pretty good. So.
I didn't see that coming.
Great Wall. We're gonna look you up with Bill Stillwell. That's the NHL god.
All right, can you guys hear me?
Yes,
we can hear
you. I think it's starting to settle out.
Okay, cool. Continue, Bill. So we got the NHL in there. That's the first. You're the first to have an NHL title besides Stillwell in this top 5.
It's always selling relatively well, but no one confesses to like NHL.
That is true. You're right.
Yeah. NHL, Crusader Kings, Anno 1800, XCOM 2. Should I take one of the old ones?
Let's go.
Well, I would generally say, okay, I said no franchises, but I would say Super Nintendo 5. So almost everything released on the Super Nintendo.
The entire system, Toby.
The entire system.
Toby, that is supreme cheating. You have to narrow that down.
Let me drop some names. Let me drop some names. You have Zelda, a link to the past. You have Donkey Kong Country. You have Donkey Kong Country 2, which was great. The first Mario Kart was amazing. Super Mario World is so good. Oh my God. Yoshi's Island is very colorful, very childish, but also a very good game, right? You have F-Zero, which was hard as hell.
Oh, my man.
Great music and stuff.
Mode 7. Let's go.
Yeah. You have the Mega Mans, which were released there as well. Castlevania. Amazing game.
Yes, Castlevania.
This is the first man who got a whole console.
He put a whole console.
All right, so we're gonna give you the Super NES Mini. We're gonna give you the Mini.
And say the Nintendo Switch is on his list.
Man, he ain't saying nothing about no Switch titles.
Right now, we could say NES, Super NES Online.
He did not say anything about any Switch titles. Get out of here.
I like that. Nintendo Switch, SNES Online.
Where's my fraud light, man? Come on, man.
That's your franchise, Tobi.
We knew that this episode could not be over without Cognito throwing that switch on somebody.
Yeah.
You know what makes me really sad that I cannot play the Super Nintendo without the online mode?
Yeah, that
because
is true.
On the plane, I would finish all those Super Nintendo games and cannot do it.
I know. They wish they need to let you download it locally. I know. Tremendous list, Tobi. First of all, you got XCOM. We and you best friends for life. Like that's
XCOM is amazing. Isn't that an amazing? Oh God, I'm always so sad when they shoot down your favorite guy. It's like with him.
Yo, Tobi, I think the most sad part is when he panics and throw a grenade and kill everybody.
What I hate most when he's like aiming at the opponent, like he has 99% chance.
Addy, tell him. Yeah. Oh man.
All right. We got a $2 super chat from Lurk Too Cold. I'll gladly pay you tomorrow for an alpha code today.
Yo, it's getting ready to come. We getting ready to throw another one out there.
Coming in hot right now. Lord Lurk Too Cold. Second alpha code for Iron Harvest is in the chat. Get it.
Oh, get it.
Get that alpha code, baby. Iron Harvest. Y'all like RTS. If y'all claim to love RTS, y'all got to try it, man. Y'all got to give it a shot.
I have a unique way that I want to give one of the other ones away.
All right, cool.
Well, first off, You know, we got 55 people in here. Why don't you hit that like button, you guys?
That like button, y'all.
Support.
Hit that like button. Shout out to Snaldo with the $2 super chat. Best XCOM 2 moment is when you miss at 99%.
You know, one of the best XCOM moments I had is I was actually fighting one of the alien kings, and no, it was one of the overseers or whatever they're called from the last expansion. Yeah. I had so many people on Overwatch that they killed him before he got out.
Wow, that's crazy. Look, we got to move on, man. Lord, tremendous history. We got some show to do, so we'll get into it. We'll get the poll over real quick. Last week's IP poll results are in, and the people have spoken to the question. With the early round of previews for Gears 5 sounding extremely positive, was the gaming community wrong for having initial concerns regarding the lack of campaign showed at E3? The winner of a runaway three-way ILP poll at 65% is the yes, fear-mongering at its finest. Wait until the game is close to release group. Coming in at second place at only 20% was the no, campaign not shown at E3 was still a huge mistake group. And coming in at last place at a 15% was the Petty Lords. I don't care until I can smoke again in Gears. So shout out to all the Lords who participated in last week's poll. Lord Addict, I know you've had a lot to say about this. What do you think about the results, sir? And he's in the bushes.
The people have spoken. Let me tell you, I'm going to tell you 100% Attic is going to hate me doing his voice like that. Let me tell you something, Mean Gene.
You're wrestling. Oh, is Attic away? Is he in the bushes? Is Mike still going?
Did you just say that I say Mean Gene? When have you ever heard me say that?
Well, you know, you're not a wrestling fan. This is shout out to Go Supreme.
Thank God.
Yeah, let me tell you, Gene. Let me tell you.
Sorry, like the internet keeps going in and out. What was this?
No, the question was about, remember, the people who won the poll was saying about the Gears that people were fear mongering. So they said that wait until the game was released and stop fear mongering. Those are the winner of the poll.
Oh yeah, definitely. Those are my peoples right there. Okay, like they might be on to something.
They might be on to something. All right, so we'll move on. Attic, you are up. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, with your internet stays a little strong. Gears 5 has released. We got to talk some impressions, man. What you feeling? I know you got a lot to say on this game, and you and Kid Smooth streamed it, and I believe you completed it. So let's get to it, man.
So, you know, I think it was Thursday that Gears launched, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, Gears 5 launched. First off, I don't know who's played it. I want, you know, general impressions, what you think. And, you know, since we don't want to go into spoiler territory, let's just talk like the first like 10, 15 minutes, because I know Sovereign hasn't a whole lot of time to play. Right. And what your first impressions coming off that helicopter with all that, you know.
That was incredible.
That environment around it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. No doubt. So let's start with Sov, man. You know, what you feeling, bro?
I mean, first thing is just, wow, the game is beautiful. Like, honestly, the first, 20 minutes that I played, all of it is just eye candy. All of it is like, look what we can do. It's all about like, just lighting and showing off the HDR, showing off the 4K, showing off the frame rate, all the stuff that they promised. It really is just a showpiece for that. Mm-hmm. And then once I got into a firefight, it was what you expect from Gears. Like, the shooting felt great, especially at 60. Like, honestly, once they gave you that 60 frames per second option in Gears 4, I went right to that, and it just feels it's a different feeling game now at this point. And I can understand 30 frames per second for a game that requires it to be kind of more cinematic. But this game, when you can go in and out of cinemas and into gameplay seamlessly.
Oh yeah, the transitions.
The transitions are ridiculous. And honestly, I think 60 is where this game needs to be.
Yes.
Moving forward.
Oh, the difference off. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Like, just to jump in real quick. It's so smooth. Just like, I mean, we're so used to applauding Gears 30. So when you have that 60, yeah, it's a difference. Continue. I just had to comment on that. Was
definitely
crazy.
A big difference. So for me, again, I don't know how the game's going to pan out. The only criticism I would have of Gears is that, and I would have to see how it plays out as I play more into the game. The stuff that I heard about, how the slight RPG mechanics and stuff like that. I just really wish, from what it seems, it's just it's slight little changes. It's nothing huge. I would like to see for them to take even more of a risk with that stuff.
Okay.
But beyond that, I would like it to move faster as well. Although it's much smoother in 60 FPS, and I know these guys are big lumbering dudes with a lot of armor on and stuff like that. I get that. But if the pace of Gears was a little bit faster, I'd love it even more. But beyond
what do you mean faster? You have to explain that to me.
I just like a third person. I want the third person.
Do you want them rolling up on you quicker? Do you want to move quicker? Do you want the gun shooting quicker? Like I'm kind of.
I want to move quicker. I want the movement.
You move pretty fast. I'm just saying. Like maybe you don't know how to move in Gears.
No, I don't like shots. I don't like the fact I never liked the roadie run. I never liked the roadie run on its own because it's just a run. It's not necessary. It's useful to get from place to place, but it's not something you use actively in combat per se. So I want it to move faster. I want the enemies to be able to flank me at a certain rate. Like I just want it to be faster. Like if you look at like Division 2 and how those enemies flank you and the type of how you move in that game, I want to be able to move that way. But again, I get it. These guys have a lot of armor. They're heavy lumbering dudes. I get it. I just wish that.
So if you get it, why do you want it?
Why are you upset that he don't like that though? Like, why is that bothering you, Addict?
It bothers him because Addict doesn't like nothing. Anything that he likes, he doesn't want it changed. Ever. Like, if it were up to him, you would not.
You're acting like you want these people moving. You want them to have like those bunny ears off Super Smash Brothers, like
not at all. But I just said a little faster.
I just don't I don't understand.
Overwatch. I wanted to move like over. I didn't say that. Like
you're probably faster in this game than you are in Overwatch.
What he's talking about, but I'm pretty sure that they toyed with that aspect of it.
That was a horrible controls. You can't even run in Overwatch.
But if you change the control scheme, to be honest with you, and you take it away from the walking, looking around, because there's exploration in the game. That's a large part of the game, the exploration, looking around.
Addict would know nothing about. Thank you.
Yeah, but
wow.
I mean, coming from the dude that put 20 minutes in the game, I beat it. I guess you wouldn't know nothing about it.
I have more collectibles in 20 minutes you have in the entire game.
Shots!
So my thing is this:
I'm calling a fraud because there's only like 15 in the first chapter. Okay.
If I play for a game, I want to see it in all its glory, Mr. Xbox One S. I want to see the glory. I want to see the prettiness.
Wow.
He console shades it right there. He called him Mr. Xbox One Simple. Wow.
I feel that you went with the S.
I mean, this Mr. One Xbox One S still beat the game, so you know it is what it is.
How much of the game did you actually see, though?
I saw the whole game
as you were running by everything.
He said he was running. Yo, y'all funny right now. Y'all gotta stop. Continue. So
again, my opinion. That's all. I just wanted to be a little faster, but beyond that, it's great. I'm enjoying it. I'm loving it. I think it's gonna get better, of course, but I think it's great.
No doubt. Lord Tobi, I know you've been busy with everything else, and I don't know if you got a chance to, at least if you didn't get a chance to play it, did you get a chance to see it? You know, the reviews as far as Gears 5. Are you a fan of the franchise or not really a Gears person? Like, where are you at with Gears in general?
Must confess that that's not up my alley because shooters are generally not my cup of tea. Though I saw very nice things about Gears. I read the reviews just as this is part of my job, knowing what's out there and how the people how it's received by the people. Yes. Seems great. Seems good. Seems a great continuation to a long and great franchise. Though I heard I didn't play it myself. Right. I must also confess that I don't plan to again because
it's not your genre.
Shooters, just But it I hope that people get to the second part because I saw some Let's Plays and stuff, and the second act seems way cooler, way more interesting than the first one. Otherwise it's just shoot, cover, shoot, cover, shoot, cover. Right. But it opens up. They have some kind of fake open world.
Soft would know nothing about that,
which makes me sad again because I really hope that. Having an open world doesn't become a must-have, so you force it into every game.
Right.
What's wrong with linear shooters or linear games. I don't get it. I mean, they were essential in our childhood, and I don't see, if it's done well, I don't see why having something linear is a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. No, I'm with you, man. It's a good analysis, man. I'll jump into. I mean, look, I'll be rushed. Shout out to PTK Blam and the Shop Podcast. I was on with those guys last night, and they were asking me about it. At that time, like maybe an hour or two in. So again, I'm a little farther than Solve, but at the end of the day, I wanted to test this game multiple ways. You know what I mean? First, we heard about the graphical fidelity on the Xbox One X, and King, I'm gonna be real. Like when they were saying 4K 60 and all that stuff, something just sound nice. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, that sounds really cool. But it's something to see that game, 4K, 60 frames, HDR. It's like Solve said, it is a visual showcase from the minute you are repelling. Yeah.
Cog.
Let's go.
Let's talk about when you're in the dark, right? So the way they set you up in the dark, and then your little Dave bot, flies in the air, and then he like, yo, man, would you get me out of here? Where you have me at? And then they drop the doors. And the world, and I know when they started this colorful world was in Judgment, when everybody was crapping on Judgment. Oh, it sucks, is this, is that. I thought Judgment was a visual showcase of the colors that they can bring to the Gears world, because up until then they was using like different shades of gray. Right. And now you see the manifestation, the growth in the game with these colors. If you don't have a 4K television and you don't have that HDR on, you are missing a huge chunk of this game.
I'm glad you said that, King.
Yes.
Because I did some testing. Now, first of all, full disclosure, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I have Game Pass Ultimate, and I have it on PC. And I have it on the Xbox One X. So we first started Xbox One X. Shout out to Kai. Shout out to Sinister. They, one of them was the little robot thing, and then the two guys. It looked phenomenal, right? So I'm like, okay, cool. So then I said, just because I gotta test it, you know what I'm saying? So I went over to PC. Now, full disclosure, I do not have 4K on PC. You know what I'm saying? The effects are crazy. You know what I'm saying? You can bump things up, the ambient inclusion, all this stuff, your frames, all that. And I will say it runs smooth, but I gotta stand tall, King. The X is right there. Like, and again, I think it's the 4K, it's the HDR 4K combo, because going from the beautiful skyboxes with the bright sunlight, and then going to dark areas, and then you seeing fire, it just felt more vibrant on 4K HDR. It just did. You know what I'm saying? To me. Now, again, maybe if I had a maximum setup on PC, but I ain't willing to spend $3,000, you know what I'm saying? Maybe then it would surpass the X. But for what the X is doing, and the key is 60 frames, y'all. So huge. I don't even know how they was able to do it, to be honest, based on the CPU of the X. So to me, that's a great thing. And then, we played that. I got to shout out, we played Horde mode, y'all. Shout out to Swap Force. He's in the chat.
Yeah. Did you get a chance to do, because I heard this new thing that they got called Heroes.
Yeah.
What's that about?
The thing I like about Horde mode now is that everybody has their own specific ability and what they can do. So I forgot the guy's name. This is JD, whatever. He's kind of like not JD. That's Marcus' son. The other guy, the brother. He's like an engineer, so he can repair stuff.
His name is Dell.
Dell, yes, that's one of my favorites. Like he can
I'm surprised you didn't know that, Sovereign.
I stop attacking Solve. So the thing about Dell is, like I say, he's an engineer.
When you have a 4K TV.
Oh, shots fired. Anyway, we're not gonna start calling
these dudes out here.
I don't see in anything but 4K in HDR.
Sniping.
What's funny is I have a 4K TV.
Listen, man. At the end of the day, it is so fun. And then shout out to Kai. He's having so much fun as the little, what is it, the Jack robot? Yeah. He's like shocking.
He's actually a really good character.
He's really good. Like, you can upgrade him. He's like, it's not an add-on piece to the game. Like, he is an integral character that is helpful. He can
by the end of it, by the end of it, if he really feels like an actual character, like not just some side-on.
You know what I noticed? It was one cutscene. I'm not gonna really go into the cutscene because no spoilers. But it was one cutscene where one of the characters really felt for him. And I said, okay, I understand that he's not going to be, like a MacGuffin or something like that. He's actually going to be a full-fledged character. That's what I got from it from the short time that I played it. Full disclosure, I did not play it long. I didn't have enough time to. And when I tried to jump on Xbox Live was DDoS. And shout out to you guys out there that DDoSed it because you didn't want us to play. You didn't want us to have a good time. But I just want to say this part. I like the fact that Tobi said, he saw the scores, he saw what people are saying about it. It's not his cup of tea. He's not going to, jump into it. But all those people that's
how I feel about racers.
Racers
and fighting games.
But when those games do come out, this is what happens. They bring a whole new demographic in, right? And sitting inside that Game Pass, you go through it, and now you finish the gears. Maybe you don't want to do multiplayer or whatever. Then you start looking around on what's on that list, and you get to Kingdom Come Deliverance, and then maybe that is in your wheelhouse because Tobi said he didn't really like the gunplay and the cover shoot, right? But and the fake open world, but now you into a real open world and you really talking with NPCs and stuff like that. I just like to bring that out there that even though we're talking about Gears, and Gears is shining a bright light on the fact that it was launched 4 days early and Game Pass Ultimate. You understand? Because other people get it later.
Right. The real release technically is next week, not this week.
Exactly. So you guys are hearing spoilers and y'all going crazy. And I'm glad that y'all feeling like that because you can take that $2 and go to Game Pass today and go in there and get yourself some Gears.
No doubt.
It is, man.
I'm with you, King. And like I said, I want to say I see 2 comments in the chat. Shout out to Sammy Prescott. Yes, I downloaded the HD Ultra Pack texture pack on PC. Makes a huge difference. It looks fantastic.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
How is that? I heard that
great.
again.
Oh, it looks
from 8-Bit Cloud.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. Now I will say that shout out to my boy. I forgot his name. Is it Underachiever on Twitter? There is we had a little issue with the ambient inclusion, and there's a little sound issue that we had, like little minor things. I guess like maybe there's a little patch they may come out with. But the game, it looks phenomenal on PC. The point I'm trying to make though is you gotta understand, when I went from Destiny to PC, right? The jump is like it's not even the X is not even nowhere near where with the frame tracing, the field of view, right? Because it's EV. But what I'm trying to say, which is impressive about Gears, like Gears right now, to me, it's like if you got a 4K TV and HDR, you here. Now, you know what I'm saying? Now, if you got like a $3,000 rig with the crazy, you know what I'm saying? Then you're here, but it's still, the disparity is not that much. So the fact that they're doing, that's what I really want to state for Xbox One X owners. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're right there. So that was what I was going to say. And then the other thing is just in reference to the importance of the title, which is just like, this was big, in my opinion. This was big for Gears to have this level of quality. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
We all know how this generation has been for Microsoft as far as first-party exclusives. And to have this level of quality, to see how it's received and everyone's enjoying it and having a good time, and then it's a full-featured game. You got all these modes. I didn't even try that other mode yet. What's the other mode, Addict?
The escalation.
Yeah, Escape. I haven't tried it yet. So you got the campaign, which seems to be self-contained, pretty amazing. The storytelling, the character development is just fantastic right now. Then you got Horde, you got multiplayer, you got that solo mode that you guys are talking about, Escape. So to me, the way I look at it is like this. From this point on, King, like this is the bar, right? From now on, that I think they know they have to meet. And if
but they've been meeting that bar.
Not this bar. Not this bar.
Yeah, that's the listen. Forza Horizon 4 met that bar and exceeded that bar. See, there's a misnomer out there. You know, guys, we got to break that little barrier. We got to take that false narrative out. And, you know, we got to stop comparing apples and oranges. But I understand exactly what you're saying. This is where you want every first-party title to be.
Yeah, that's where I need it to be.
Right. But they've been keeping this level of consistency for what it is. Some people choose to say a game isn't, you know, that fun. I sat there on Sea of Thieves dancing for 2 hours in a corner and had the time of my life.
Right.
And I'm just saying that you can't quantum, you know, fun.
Yeah, no, listen, if someone's having fun, no, I get your point. I get your point. All
I just feel it's fun, and people are overlooking the fun factor in games.
I'm not discounting that. I mean, listen, everyone. I think the argument could be made for a lot of games, right? There's games that we all like that. If the fun factor is there and you're gonna play it, I just feel that it's such a refined product as far as fully featured, as far as graphic fidelity, that I just saying that at this point, I would like to see future titles, right? And coming into Scarlet,
Halo.
That's what I'm saying. Like, all I'm saying is, I think this is a good foundation and a good way to build momentum going into the next generation. This is the type of title that I know people who are on the fence with Xbox, not us, right? But there are people that say, no, Sea of Thieves ain't it for them. There are people that say State of Decay ain't it. So some people say, yo, they not Forza, or not saying that Forza's a bad game, but Forza is not for them. They want that single player, like the kind of the Sony model, right? They want that single player, great cinematic experience. And this is the type of game. I've seen so many people who were on the fence with Xbox pick up this game. I have another theory. I don't think it was DDoS. I literally think people were like, because let's be real, the review embargo went out on Tuesday, right? So people started to see those reviews start coming in hot and heavy, right? Mostly, majority, all positive. You know what I'm saying? Then, besides the joint, then you had Ninja on Wednesday, right?
You know what?
Yeah.
Can I please can I please get my knees?
Yeah.
From everybody that when I told you guys, because I think only Addict was with me when I said Ninja is going to play Gears day one and going to show the campaign, and he's going to play every one of those first party titles, and that would be huge. And it's part of a whole big strategy that they had set up that we're not privy to. And it's a roadmap. We lost the magic. And that stuff was magic all the way down. They knew they had a hot one. You know when you got a hot game. You know when it's 4K 60 running, or you see the PC version of it looking ridiculous, and you know it's gonna drop in Game Pass. You know what it's doing. And I'm pretty sure going, and they know this quality, like you was going to say, was going to say exactly what you're saying right now. This bar is set. And I think they knew that all the way through. I just figured it out. Well, like when I saw it, and I said, getting Ninja in to play the game, to get in that different demographic, to have people look at Mixer in a different light. Now they're strategically setting themselves up, like you said. They're putting the foundations in. We are seeing the building blocks to a greater pasture.
Yeah, basically my point was just that, the reviews got released that one day, Tuesday. Wednesday he goes live on Mixer, and now it's this momentum, this whole thing, and everybody's like, you know what?
I think it was the other way around. He went live on Tuesday, and the embargo's lifted on Wednesday.
And even so, but the point I'm trying to make is, let's be real. The real release date was next week, right? For the what I think would have been the majority of people, the common people, right? I think, this is my opinion, I think more people were in tune to get Ultimate and not wait. And maybe they miscalculated as far as the Xbox Live, because we know there were issues, right? They miscalculated on the sheer volume that like this week was the release date, the way people were acting. That's just my theory. I don't know what you guys think.
I believe you.
That makes sense. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, but when you're giving Ultimate up, when they first announced it, it was $1, and then now it's $2, and then you can do the little shiest where you could just get 3 years worth of regular gold and then transfer that to Game Pass Ultimate. I think a lot of people jumped on that as well. So I mean, for me, I think I give King those knees, guess for sure, because I knew they were going to bring him on for specific stuff, but when he talked about it, it really does make sense that he would be the guy at the forefront of every major release on his streams, talking about Game Pass, talking about how great that is, and then playing the game.
What's funny
makes sense
is when Ninja started that strain, because I watched like 5 minutes of it. He was like, okay, guys, it's 2 minutes till 6. I'm not starting till 6. I'm not getting in trouble already. He waited for 2 minutes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he definitely had a rule book he had to follow. But I mean, to me, it makes all the sense in the world. And I think even more, because if you look at it, things like Game Pass Ultimate, right, that combine it and these deals that to get people in the front door. Even then, it's still, for the person that's not looking for it, finding Game Pass on its own is still weird. Like the discoverability of it is still weird. Somebody like Ninja at the forefront, somebody who watches streams and things like that, who does not privy to stuff like that, is not seeking stuff out like that. Just with Ninja mentioning it, it's gonna bring new eyes to it that you wouldn't have had before. So that's absolutely true.
No, I agree. I mean, that's pretty much what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it just excites me. You know, I like I said, to see this level of quality to go in the next generation. And I think if they keep this up, and you got what happened?
I said you was nervous, wasn't you?
No, I wasn't nervous. It was more so like, it's, you know how, like, you know, I'm one of the type of people that's like, if people hype something up, I tend to be like, nah, let me see for myself.
Yeah,
you know
well,
so when something like meets and exceeds, I'm like, yo, they got
so. But the question, my question to you is, you know, because the ton of rhetoric behind it before it even got there,
right?
It gave trepidation to a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people do some flip floppy, and I'm not gonna call a lot of people out. Y'all running around here with systems and doing all this other stuff. I'm seeing you guys, and it's funny. But this level of enthusiasm wasn't there at E3, you know, and now you know, people is out here wearing Gears of War shirts and buttons and getting tattoos and you know, walking around with Horde makeup on. My thing is, you know, where was that energy before?
Oh my god, you guys!
I'm never gonna agree with the dudes that was fear mongering like the game is in trouble. It sucks, whatever. I still think it was a bad look not to show it. Not to show campaign at the press conference. I still am agreeing with that.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. If you know that you paid, we didn't know this. Let's just say they knew that they paid Ninja $50 million. They knew they was gonna have him play. That the whole plan was for him to play the campaign, to show the campaign. Then why show it on the screen? We ain't wasting $50 million to please anybody.
You know, when you have like, you know, WWE wrestlers like sequestered under the stage playing like multiplayer, like it's not the best way to show your game off. It just wasn't. And you know, again, a little bit of different campaign stuff. Like the trailer that they showed was just Kate, you know, bugging out, going crazy. Didn't show much of anything. I still think you know, at an E3, you really need to get people excited about what the core arc of the franchise is. And although the multiplayer is what lasts after the single player is long, you know, finished, I think the single player is what draws people, right? Unless you're a competitive gamer. And with Gears, it's surprisingly Gears, you care about these characters, right? You think these are big, you know, lumbering dude bros or whatever, but these characters are, you know, you kind of care for them after, you know, a couple of games. Which you may not expect out of a game that's about, you know, chainsawing people in half and stuff like that.
I feel that. I mean, look, that's all I got pretty much on it, man. It's just tremendous. I just wanted to make that point about it. And Attic, I'll let you finish your topic, you know, with it. You know, overall, now that you finished the game, you know, where are you at?
I have to say this is probably one of the best games Microsoft's ever made.
Wow.
I think that if anything, this shows that Coalition is right where they need to be, and the person leading them is who it needs to be. Because, you know, sure, the open world thing, it's like I was telling LordCognito, it needs a little bit of improvements, but I think the main reason they didn't want to go straight down that path from the start is because going from Gears 4 to like an open world would have been a traumatic change. That they wanted to like put their right foot in the lake and be like, okay, like are they going to attack us for this? Like, well, let me see if they want to even go down this road before I jump in. Like,
right.
I think, you know, side missions would have been more encouraged. Like, you know, I like because what I liked about the side missions they had it didn't feel forced.
Right.
It felt like stuff that would naturally happen in that kind of environment. But I felt like, you know, maybe do a little bit more branching out on it. But, you know, for what I got, I enjoyed every second of it. This is one of the very few games that I would say it's a reason to buy an Xbox.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Tremendous, man. So we are going to move on. We got a couple more topics. Just going to get fly through. But unless anyone else.
Before we move on,
yes, heads off.
I'm going to go ahead and thank Sir Tobi and Warhorse Studios for this Royal Edition.
Oh, we got the KCD coming through now.
Oh, listen, everybody get your fingers ready.
Get your fingers ready.
So Tobi, so this code is redeemable for any version of the Royal Edition?
Steam.
It's Steam.
Yeah, this is the Steam.
Okay.
This is our PC Master Races.
Of KCD Royal Edition. So thank you once again, Warhorse Studios and Sir Tobi. And here we go.
Let's go.
Game.
Go.
Boom. Get to it.
Boom.
Your partner see that copy paste skill.
I want to know who's getting these, the games. You got to say, yo, I got it.
No doubt. Oh, wow. Shout out to Muhammad Diallo. 14 on Super Chat. Just finished Gears 5. Brilliant game. Great show. Thank you so much, Muhammad.
Muhammad, you know something? You might be on to something. I mean, it's a brilliant game. Yes.
LordCognito, after this, we got to get you to this story because I want to see your choice at the end.
I know. I'm getting there, brother. Listen, I didn't think Horde would be that addicting. I was gonna play it for 2 rounds.
We used to play it before,
bro. It's so much.
It's better. Different now, though. I know. It's so much different now.
50, Yo, you know what they could do too? You could kick someone. It's funny. They got some dish. You know when someone's on the ground doing the crawl, when you get them to that state, instead of the execution, you can literally boot them in the behind and be like, "Get out of here!"
Yeah, when we was playing it, Escape, I would literally just hit someone over and over until they fell.
Yes,
and executing takes too long. You're gonna get downed if you execute people.
So disrespectful, man. I was having so much fun, but anyway, moving on. We got a lot of show going on, man. Yeah, so big announcement. This is my topic, real quick. Xcloud, man, could be getting a bigger presence in Korea. So Project Xcloud partners, SK Telcom and Microsoft announced plans for a joint 5G-based cloud gaming partnership. So they held a press conference. We saw Phil out there in South Korea. SK Telcom will be an exclusive operating partner for Microsoft Cloud's gaming service in Korea. The two companies will cooperate to start a public preview for Project Xcloud in October. So they kind of let the cat out of the bag. It's definitely October. So the companies expect to take customers' mobile gaming experience to the next level by combining SK Telecom's 5G competitiveness and Microsoft's strength in cloud and gaming. So this went down this week. There was a lot of good information also in conjunction with it, but I want to bring this to the Lord. Let's start with Lord Tobi first. But I know, like I said, streaming is big right now, and as far as starting to gain momentum and things like that, what do you feel when you hear about these partnerships with ISPs to try to deliver 5G level streaming for Project Xcloud?
I think cloud gaming is probably the future now. That's where most money is spent, as far as I can see. We have the Uplay Plus starting this month for free as well. So Ubisoft launched their system as well. So you have not only the Game Pass, but can also get the Ubisoft then. I think you have the Game Pass already, of course. And there's probably more coming. So far, Sony will have something. Well, they have it already. PlayStation Now, was it called? But it was never really well working because it was more of a. It was more like it was a streaming service thing, but you always had this millisecond delay thing, which made many games unplayable. So it was there theoretically, but not popular. So we'll have to see how things change. But there's more. You don't have only the streaming services, but you have also in general new shops. Like remember the Epic Store, right? And how everyone hates the Epic Store, which is I cannot 100% understand the reason behind that. Why everyone is bashing it? Because of course, if it's about some settings and privacy issues, then of course. But in general, I mean, for the developers, it's better. For the gamers, probably it will be better as well. To have a bigger market with more competition, that's always a good thing. So I'm just repeating what probably everyone knows, but Steam, for example, has the 70-30 cut, which is
he said that's a whole lot better, baby.
a huge cut for a platform, right? For yes, they have an amazing system. Theoretically, it's only amazing because it's established.
Right.
So even it looks the same for the last 10 years. The only thing they updated recently was 1 to 3 years ago was the chat system, and still they updated it in the least necessary system was updated by then. Things are changing, but and I would go even further. Let's talk about the $50 price tag for a video game.
Right.
If you consider that The Witcher, for example, Witcher 3 was, I think, $40 million development cost and another $40 million marketing. You have now the Gears was probably very expensive, Red Dead Redemption, GTA, super expensive games, but people want their $50 price tag. So this will I guess change in the next 5 to 10 years or something.
So basically what you're implying is that based on the high rise cost of gaming, but that stagnant price point not changing, how difficult it is kind of to maintain that. Is that where you're going with this?
Yes, and that's why those streaming or these systems like
services like Game Pass,
yes, that they will be more and more popular and will,
I see you going.
I don't know because Microsoft has those games because they're all Microsoft games, of course. So there will be some money transferred back and forth, but I don't know how it is for us, for example, or for any other studio that has a new game and wants to join one of those systems. So how this looks like, I don't know. So if you release a game, you what you want is the first week is probably. Is this the most important week for you? What you say? It's like in the movies. The first weekend counts, and then it will go down. But you don't have this when you are on the subscription systems.
Good point, man.
So, I'm not sure exactly how this will work out, but I think the subscription systems,
could kind of facilitate and make as far as revenue is concerned.
Yes.
All right, sounds good. Lord Sov, I want to get him in real quick. Yeah, man, this SK Telecom, South Korea partnership, ISP partnership with Microsoft. Where you at with this, man? Is this big implications? Are we making too big of this? Where are we at?
I mean, I think it's big because Microsoft understands that they don't have a foothold in the Asian market when it comes to console sales. They don't. So you're not going to have the same options you're going to have with Xcloud.
Yes.
On this
Tobi agrees.
Very true.
You're not going to
add one thing. We have a Japanese publisher called DMM, and they're releasing Kingdom Come Deliverance in Japan, and they decided to go PlayStation and PC only.
See, that's a valid point what you're saying. Exactly.
Exactly. I mean, it's just they don't have that foothold in those markets.
Right.
So for them to be able to push Xcloud in a way that's viable and it's going to be as widespread as they want it to be, they have to attack those markets from where those players play, right? Those users, and they're going to be on their mobile phones, and they're the ones that are at the forefront of 4G LTE, 5G, all this stuff. So they have to create those partnerships there because that's the only way Xcloud is going to truly thrive there. Unlike in the United States, for somebody who doesn't want to invest in 5G, all of a sudden, but they do own an Xbox console, their console becomes a server, and they can stream all the Xcloud stuff from their console and not worry about 5G if that's not something they want to invest in. In these countries, that's not as viable. So they have to. So this is huge. We may think it's they're trying to get their foothold in. This is something they had, they would be doing anyway. Right. Yes, but to operate with the biggest telecom operator in the country is huge, and I think this is what they have to do in all of the markets in which the Xbox console is not successful.
It's a valid points there, man. Lord Addict, man, you got a chance to touch a little Xcloud at E3 this year. Like, where are you at with this announcement? Is this anything on your radar as far as growth, or you just want to wait and see? Where you at with this, Addict? Addict's in the bushes. Okay, his internet must be going out. Let's get Lord King. Where you at with Phil Spencer, man? Wheeling and dealing.
We're gonna actually give him his name. We're gonna stop calling him Phil Spencer, his given name. We're gonna give him his entitled name. Is Phil Dominus Maximus Spencer. All right. Now you see where he's weak at, what he did. What does a real general do? Where you are weak at, you go and make that your strength. All you guys laughed at him when he was going over to these Asian markets and working and putting down a foothold, and he's standing there, he's shaking hands and he's kissing babies, and he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do while he's over there. He's fostering these relationships. He has to be at the forefront. Listen, when Scarlet releases, it has to be at the cutting edge. So why not would you be at the cutting edge of 5G? Why not be the premier game console shooting that 5G all over the place in that market that you're weak in to make it your strength? Why not make the hottest, newest tech, the best tech, and you're part of that? Why not make Xbox synonymous with 5G in a gaming community that they are weak in? Like they said, you pick up your phone. Tobi just told you that, the Japanese company that they're partnered with is going to do Kingdom Come Deliverance in another market where Microsoft is weak in, and they're not doing a Microsoft version. So who loses out there? The let's say the 2-3 guys that's over there that want a Microsoft version, they lose out. Yeah, but I'm saying you can't say
2 and 3 guys.
Listen, in every village, the populace will go with what the populace likes.
Yes.
So if the populace is loving PlayStation, fine, right? You can't not sell bananas to people that want apples. You understand? You just can't do it. So what you have to do is make them love those bananas. So you got to make sure that they are palatable. So what Phil is out there is he's making sure he's handing out these Microsoft bananas to everybody. You're gonna have to get these, and you're gonna have to get down with this show. Listen, it is a general's obligation to look forward to see where he is weak at and make that his strength. Everybody said to leave those Asian markets alone, and I said no. You do not abandon. That's a sign of weakness. You are abandoning your weak spot. You make that weak spot your strength, and you maintain your base over here. You got a good product. All right.
May I just add how costly that is to enter a market where you have an established partner? Think of Uber, for example, or all the other services, whatever service. What they do when they enter a market that already has something is that they're cutting their own prices. Well, what pretty much is doing almost every startup. So they're losing money for a very long time before they're trying to get market strength with outpricing the established ones. So for Microsoft to become big and important in the Asian market, this means a lot of investment, a lot of money being burned before they can equal or be on the same level with Sony or whatever.
But this is a little different though, Tobi, in the sense that because they're kind of the first with the 5G aspect, with the streaming aspect. Yeah, I'm with you on the console aspect, but on the streaming aspect, it seems a little bit different because them partnering with a telco, where generally consoles, are not really prominent as much there. To me, seems like a different strategy with the services and 5G streaming to try to get that with a major partner. I guess for us, it's in the States, it's maybe the equivalent of like a Verizon. You know what I'm saying? So if someone is partnering with Verizon to say, okay, this is how you're going to get streaming, and we don't know if it's an exclusive partnership, we still don't know the details of it, but it seems to be like a different kind of approach with this streaming thing. This is like kind of a new territory. This is from the outside looking in. That's how it looks to me.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to get to, is that they have to come up with services other than what they have before. If you want to sell those bananas to the Apple guys, you need to explain them why the banana is as good as the Apple, or even better. And the explaining part needs a lot of talking, handshaking, baby kissing. So,
Yeah.
Oh, you with King. You with King.
Yeah, listen. Me and Tobi vibe, the bed, baby. I'm gonna tell you right now. Listen, he understands that aspect of it has to grow. You know, like he said, you're gonna burn a lot of money there first before you actually bear fruit. They put offices, and everybody said, "Why are you doing that? Why are you doing this?" When the Xcloud comes in, because we got a chance to touch it, and I'm telling you, I know y'all say it's hyperbole, but listen, I'm more right than I'm wrong, guys. And I want y'all to go back. Y'all can go back to every episode and you can write it down. Listen, that Xcloud, they're trying to get it to everyone's hands.
Yes.
Those Asian markets, they're running around with their cell phones.
Yes.
Okay. And it's in their hands 95% of the time.
Yes.
They're not buying consoles.
Bro.
So if you can stream it here, this is where you win.
Yeah. It's funny. Let me jump in, man, because I'm excited. All this tech geek stuff, you know. I love this. I love it. So I got how it go, King. World domination is what he's doing.
Yeah, that's what he did. He dropped the mic. Said world domination.
World domination. Phil Spencer, Dominus Maximus. Look, man. I think, all jokes aside, I think it's a fantastic move. Fantastic. I mean, it gave us some insight as far as like how they're positioning Xcloud. That's number one. And then King, you're on it, like with the whole with this, right? Let's be real. First of all, South Korea is like the 4th largest mobile market, gaming market. Forget mobile, just gaming market in the world. And this is predominantly what they use. They're not using consoles. So if you partner with the number one guys, Telcom over there, the number one ISP, and you're partnering to bring your service, right, Project Xcloud into public trials, right? This is Stadia is not even doing that, right? So this is a huge untapped market in streaming that you're looking to link and penetrate with. To me, that's a power move. That's a power move. And to me, it also signifies the possibility of them as far as like doing and mirroring similar situations in United States. Because let's be real, another problem that Stadia is going to have, right? And forget Stadia. A lot of people who are against streaming say data caps, right? Boy, yeah. But if you're partnering with the ISP, you best believe they're going to link that system to alleviate that. They're going to make concessions. They're going to have whatever is the Netflix package or whatever it may be to accommodate that. So this is a bigger picture plan. And you best believe, again, who knows? They may make deals like, hey, if you're with SK Telcom, you get this special rate with cloud, or at Project Xcloud and stuff like that. There's huge advantages to partnership, and this could be a way of them hinting, alluding to how they're going to get past the data cap issue. Because again, Stadia is not even doing this. So huge deal. Listen, we tested it. We said it ad nauseum. You know what I mean? Like I said, the Lords were at E3. We played Xcloud in our hands with a controller, basically phone set up kind of like this. And we were at a data center 400 miles away, and it was almost like hardwired. Like it was literally, I could not tell the difference. You know what I mean? And now that wasn't judge them. What? Yeah,
they're always ideal circumstances.
Yeah. Now again, correct. Closed environment, ideal circumstances. You are correct, Lord Tobi. All I'm saying is, as a person who's very skeptical, right? It made me a believer that it could be done, right? Now, this is without 5G. Now, if we're talking 5G, and again, that's assuming market penetration, it starts to catch fire, that's a big deal as far as latency. You know what I'm saying? You got 5G running around, you know what I'm saying? Especially, let's just talk about Korea. They're going to be on it. That's going to be a seamless experience, and them getting Microsoft titles that they would normally get because they don't buy Xbox consoles, right? You're talking Game Pass now incorporated in that service, right? This is a big deal. Keep your eyes open. I mean, like at the end of the day, I think this is real. This is one of those subtle moves that could have big ramifications. That's just where I'm at with it. But
all right, can you guys hear me now?
I can hear you.
Yes,
now. What's
sir.
up, man?
You
Go
back,
for it.
Gosh, man.
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and give away this last code. I have a question for the chat.
For the chat.
What
ready, guys.
First one I answered, you will get the code. Who are the 2 Spartans they put in Gears?
2 Spartans.
Who are the 2 Spartans that they put in Gears for this code? What code is that, Addict?
Which code? Is the KCD?
It's the code of the Royal Edition.
Oh, this the Royal. We should have put like
y'all getting the Royal Edition.
Yeah, we gotta put like a KCD question next time too. You know what I'm saying? Put Gears questions. Come on.
Like I was gonna do that, but then I was like, it's kind of like a lot of people might not know.
We got 2 questions. We got 2 answers already.
Sammy Prescott Jr.
It's the Prescott Jr. I didn't want to ask a question to the game that I'm giving out. Like I'm like, so how are they gonna know?
Okay, I feel what you're saying. All right, so any correct answers in the chat? I see any answers flying
Sammy
right now.
Prescott Jr.
It's Sam Prescott Jr.
All right, so Sammy Prescott.
Someone said Keenan and Kel.
Keenan and Kel. Salute, man. Salute to you guys. KCD Royal Edition in the building, man. Check that out.
Courtesy of Tobi. Tobi made sure that you guys, for showing up here, made sure that he facilitated this great packages to you guys. I'm telling you, and I can't. He is such a great guy. Trust me, he came 100% prepared. You look at his setup. His setup is beautiful. He came ready to rock.
Than I am today.
and that's how he is in person.
Yes,
well prepared, ready to go.
Yes,
100%. And I understand that, man. He told you how he motivates. He moves the light bumping into him.
Remember,
making sure getting that CD.
He got his rap CD on him. Remember,
that's right, man. He gonna hit you with that demo.
I just love saying CD instead of CB. It's so funny.
I have that demo all the time.
That's right. That boy spit them bars. Anyway,
Sammy, go and hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah, Sammy hit Lord Addict on Twitter. His what you call it? Oh wow, Tal. He said he got his behind whipped in Iron Harvest in his first match, but it's fun, guys. And we still got any more codes left before we got one more time to get out of here. Addict.
That was all.
That was all. Okay, so cool. Everybody's taken care of. That's what's up. So I'll give it to you. Quick wrap up because we got to get out of here.
Football.
Yeah, football is in, and the Lords have bending the knee. So did you see the direct? What was your feelings? Anything stand out for you? This will be quick because we know the 2 frauds ain't see it.
Then I see.
I watched it.
I mean, it's just crazy though, the stuff that's coming to the Switch, man. It's insane. Like, obviously the Super Nintendo stuff. I'm with Tobi. I was playing Super Mario World and Zelda and F-Zero. So I'm happy that's there, and I'm happy it's there.
Oh, for real?
Tobi.
Me too.
I got that control. Put that controller up one more time, Tobi. I like that controller one more time, man. That controller was nice. I like that, man. Continue.
Y'all guys are frauds.
Out here pandering for Nintendo.
Obviously, the Overwatch had leaked before then. We're getting more ports of older games. We're getting Xenoblade Chronicles from the Wii, definitively coming. We're having
old stuff.
Of course, this is what we always said.
King is so petty.
We're getting.
When that new Zelda coming, man? Stop all this talk about.
That's not even a new Zelda.
Oh no, but where's the remake? Where's the remake of the old stuff coming to the new?
The remake is coming on the 20th, right, of September
next week.
Yeah,
good. Thank you. Now I can buy a game.
It's pretty close. Did you pick up Astral Chain? Please.
No, I'm not buying that. I saw it already.
But that's a new game. But he won't buy.
No,
See the fraud? Put a fraud light on him. What the fraud? He say he wants new games. They have a new game, and he ain't buy it.
Okay, listen. I just want you to understand. It's not my cup of tea.
Oh my Lord! It had Xbox logo on it with Phil and Game Pass. He'd have known all. He'd have gave us the whole background story on Astral Chain.
I would have probably checked it out if it's in Game Pass. I'm gonna keep it real. Maybe that's what y'all should do. Maybe you on to something. Maybe you need to get it in Game Pass for me to look at it because I can't do the fuzzy eye stuff.
Thank God Kingdom Come Deliverance is in Game Pass. Otherwise, who knows what would have happened?
We got Swery's Deadly Premonition.
Yes.
Oh, we're gonna give the whole list of what's going on with this thing here. This is not a topic.
Keep off. Let me.
You don't need to be informed about the Switch. Because go to Nintendo.com and look up.
King is disrespectful.
What they doing?
Continue, Saul.
Let's stay uninformed. Ignorance is bliss.
That is disrespectful.
Football season.
I hate football, so go ahead. You go right ahead. You can turn it on if you want.
The Jets.
And then we got getting killed.
We got Game Freak's town finally called Little Town Hero. That's coming out here as well. So a bunch of new stuff.
Still going on.
Funniest thing.
Nobody is tuning in for this.
Quiet. Be quiet.
Doing this, man.
Go ahead, son. Fight through.
So finally, I have to laugh at.
Oh, this is the last one. Thank you.
Yes, finally I have to laugh.
Mario Party 12.
Jedi Knight 2, Jedi Outcast is coming out for the Switch. And
it's a Jedi Outcast.
What did that come from? Just
so
to clarify?
That's super old PC game and
old. Oh, okay, continue.
What's funny is that it seems like this is released because Jedi Fallen Order.
Because they couldn't get Fallen Order.
Not run on the
He said, well, we're going to give you the old stuff that we got in the bushes. Repurpose the old stuff in the bushes. And let's get, because we can't give them the Fallen Order. Man,
just we have to do is just talk about Nintendo with these two.
We don't need to hear about this.
Two frauds that both own the systems and the product. I'm sure. Are you playing Final Fantasy VIII on the Switch?
No, Addict is. Addict's playing Final Fantasy VIII.
You asked me?
Addict.
I never said I don't buy old.
Why would I go play that thing on that thing?
Continue, Saba. Let's move on.
That is that. Obviously,
yeah, he said that was it. Let's go.
On Animal Crossing stuff got.
Oh God! Here we go.
Look out for that. Thank you.
Ain't nobody looking out for that.
You're not looking out. There are gamers that are looking out for Addict. The direct. I think you said you liked it. You thought it was positive.
Yeah, it was good. There wasn't a whole lot on there. I think the only thing that happened on there is they might have sold me a little bit more on Animal Crossing, but I still have to wait for that. I don't know.
No doubt. Lord Tobi, did you catch the direct, sir?
I don't like that Japanese games are so Japanese.
You and King are in the same pocket today.
Yeah, listen,
for example, I like the last Fire Emblem. Did you play it?
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. But the moment I get so fed up from all the tea time, schoolgirls, whatever.
You don't want to have tea time. You don't want to have lunch with the students, Tobi.
Yes.
I have to have lunch with the students because that's the only way to get their motivation high. But when it comes to combat, amazing, right? But
just stop talking to me about your personal problems and let me fight.
After in the beginning, I tried to listen to all the dialogues, talk to everyone, and now I just don't care at all. So go on. No matter what you say, A or B, like it, nice, don't like it, well, screw you.
I'm not gonna lie, I got that way too. I started just clicking. A random option of Fire Emblem, hoping I got the good result out of it.
Man, you guys are
because it just doesn't. It's just. Well, yeah, and
that's your cup of tea, Tobi.
That's why I watched the direct and I said, Japanese, and probably great. And for instance, the Animal Crossing thing, I know it has a huge ass followship, and a lot of people love it. And actually, I almost played all the Pokemon games as well, but the moment I had to pet my Pikachu and it's like, oh no.
You were done. Yeah. Listen.
He said
that's fine. If that is the trend, okay. But
it's not for Tobi. Listen.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tobi for not wanting to pet his Pikachu. This is what I'm talking about.
I didn't want to pet my Pikachu and
I'll jump in. We'll get out of this. King's gonna go crazy. Oh, look, King, you'll be surprised, man. This one wasn't for me either. This one.
Okay, good. Whew,
this one for me. Look, I get it. A lot of these franchises are huge. Like a lot of the Wii U stuff. The Xenoblade 1. I mean,
can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I just want to ask you a question, right?
We
don't sit here and go through the whole list in the backlog of what's coming out for the PlayStation.
We don't go through Xbox. No, we do that for Inside Xbox. Sir.
To be honest, we go through one game that's coming out next week. We got Halo.
Listen,
That's it, and then we leave.
Just
But
because certain
this
platforms
dude
don't
just
have
sat
things
there
to talk about.
and he did this. He did this. He read a whole spreadsheet.
Yeah, you know why? But you know why though? But
Addicted the whole thing.
you know why? Because they got new games coming to talk about.
Man, no new games, man. Those are old games. He just said it's an old PC game because they couldn't get the new game.
Oh my god!
Go install Blair Witch on your PC and go play it. All right.
You said no. Stop telling me where to play my games at.
Plug your PC in your TV. There you go.
I'm
There
not
you
gonna
go.
do
Listen,
all
I'll
that. I'm
finish
not taking it from the basement.
I'm gonna finish
Paint
quick.
your PC green. That's all. Just
Listen,
paint it
all
green.
I'm gonna say is, for the most of the majority announcements weren't from me. I'm not the biggest Animal Crossing. I know Added to Luigi's Mansion. That's not really me either. You know, the Fatal Fury thing. The Fatal Fury thing was cool. I thought it was cool for Smash. Seeing Terry Bogard and all that. That was up in there.
I think by the end of the year, I'm gonna beat more Switch games than you two frauds.
Yeah, well, listen, I'm playing the best ones. Anyway,
I never claimed that I'm ever gonna beat you at beating games.
He playing Final Fantasy VIII. He's in the bushes. Anyway,
exactly.
Trials of Mana did look fire. I will say that. And I gotta shout out Swery, man. Deadly Premonition too. Remember Swery? You're always making those little wacky games, D4 Dreams and stuff like that. So it's cool. You know, I just didn't feel Xenoblade was end of the show worthy. That's all I got to say.
Oh, we talking about the Nintendo Direct.
Yes.
I thought he was talking about the whole time. I thought he was talking about what's coming out this week.
We never do a release list.
This is what I was saying. Like, why nobody cares about this? Like,
yes, King. They had a Direct. I know you didn't care.
Oh, they had a show.
Yes.
Oh, cute.
Yes. Moving along. Let's end the show with the poll. New ILP poll with the overall positive reception and solid Metacritic scored by regarding Gears 5. How critical was the success of Gears 5 for the overall Xbox Game Studio brand? The choices are A, not impressed with Xbox Game Studio until it's something other than Halo, Gears, and Forza. B, critical. Xbox Game Studios proved that they can deliver high quality content and with momentum heading into next gen. Or C, I don't care until they fix Gears Online. That is the question. Those are the choices. Please rock the ILP vote when it goes up. Lord Tobi, an absolute pleasure to have you in the realm. Warhorse was represented. Iron Harvest was represented. Kingdom Come Deliverance was represented. Where can the fine people find you? What do you have going on in the realm, sir?
Well, easiest is to find me and follow me on Twitter. It's pretty easy to find me there. It's @Tobi. So if the people follow you guys on the Iron Lords podcast, just follow me there because you can find me easily.
Yes.
Other than
I'll
that,
make it even easier for them. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
Put his description in the chat.
I don't use too much social media at all. But I'm at new events coming up. So I'm going this year to Igromir in Moscow, in Russia.
I gotta hang out with Tobi.
Yeah, we got Tobi's home doing seeing the world right now. I like this.
Then in Poznan in Poland. So I will be in Poland. I will go to South Korea to the G-Star event where I will take a look if the 5G thing is really
okay.
And we'll let you know.
Let me know. I want that hands-on SK Telcom release. That hands-on with Project Xcloud.
I will give them your business card and then and then Paris Games Week in France.
Ooh, nice. Huge lineup, man. Again, Lord Tobi, an absolute pleasure to have you in, man. To see the growth, to see the success. Man, you know, it's really good to see. And again, I call you guys the underdog story of the industry. And to see where you guys are, it's just, we're truly proud to just chart that growth and continue success, man. So keep up the good work.
You were there day one, so thank you as well for staying with us, becoming friends. When did we meet the first time? 3 years ago?
3 years, 3 years
ago.
It's always nice seeing, you know, the people that you know, do the most work actually pay off.
To see those guys, the good guys in the community who work hard. And like I said, I love the fact that it's such a cult classic. We got new projects coming. And like I said, you're always welcome back in the realm whenever, you know, schedules allow.
I was playing it like 2 weeks ago and I was streaming it and LordCognito. I can't remember, it was someone else, but they were not they just could not stop laughing because I kept getting killed in the tutorial. Like,
Yeah,
it was funny. The training, it was so funny listening. But yeah, man, absolute pleasure. So fun,
Thank
man.
you very much, gentlemen.
You already know, man. And of course, like I said, make sure you guys hit that like, subscribe, all that good stuff. The ILP audio will be up and all that great stuff. Lord Addict, where can the fine people find you?
you can find me on Twitter at Lord Addict ILP.
Twitter.
And you can find me on my YouTube channel, Gaming Editor. I will have my Gears review out tomorrow.
Nice, no doubt. And he's got, I believe, a Control review coming up soon as well. So we got that going on from the Lord of Reviews. Lord Sov, good to have you back in the realm, sir.
Yes, sir. Under the table. Oh, definitely, guys. You can find me on LordSovILP and BX Sovereign on PSN and Xbox Live. And a huge shout out to Lord Tobi for coming through.
Thank you very much, gentlemen.
I mean, you are honestly, man, one of the most gracious people I've ever met at any of these events. You know, being able to interview you and talk to you, it is an absolute pleasure because you guys welcome us with open arms. You're there with us for like an hour breaking down these games, and nobody else does that. Nobody else does that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Me and Rick.
Yeah, and
Rick, man, salute to Rick. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, we got to shout y'all out, man, because I still feel y'all got the greatest press kit. Like this right here, y'all gave me the chain, bro. I was like, yo, this is crazy.
Yeah.
That's actually the weakest part we have. We have our own branded. We have our own branded schnapps, which I cannot find here. We have a great, like, wait a second. Give me a second.
Yeah, go get it. You got schnapps out here? Okay. KCD.
I want schnapps.
we have our own new.
I would like some schnapps, please.
Nice, man.
Yeah, schnapps is something I have to import next time to Boston.
Yes, you need to import that. We
yes,
need to.
Bring the schnapps.
Yeah. You are laughing now, but once you drink it, you will have to prove if you're a good drinker or not. It has 50%.
Oh, listen, I'm down for all that schnapps.
We down for all that. The Lords.
All right.
The Lords like to,
if I am present for this, I will not be in the room when King
don't worry.
That stuff.
Look, Addict won't drink the schnapps, but I'll snap it up.
You can pour the schnapps here, Lord Tobi. You can pour it right here in the flask of the Lords.
Yes, sir.
No doubt. Right. Yo, that's you. Lord King, absolute pleasure to have you in the realm talking that talk. Where can the fine people find you? What you got going on, sir?
First and foremost, I would like to thank Tobi for showing up. It is so refreshing. Trust me. When I got introduced to him by Rick from Warhorse, that and he introduced us to Tobi. He said, I can't do the interview right now. I have this thing that I'm setting up right now, but you could talk to, Tobi. And Tobi was a little apprehensive at first because he said, the language or whatever.
Yeah.
And he was like, don't worry about it. We got you. And Sovereign and him went in, and then the rapport back and forth was amazing. And at the same time, the game is being played. Tobi's like, yo, don't go over there. Don't do that. And he's staying cognizant while he's answering the questions. The multitasking from this man, the energy from this man is incredible. He brought full energy here, and on our early day, he brought my energy up. Yes. So I thank you so much, Tobi, for coming through with the great energy and bring the schnapps next time.
We'll be schnapsing around.
We'll be schnapsing. No doubt,
yes,
man.
So King of the Statues will be up next week, Wednesday, Thursday, with a new statue unboxing and a new statue to be shown. I told y'all at the end of the last episode that it's going to be somebody that is strong. So that could be anybody, but y'all going to figure it out when it's shown.
You got a statue of me?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm going to show you, too. Pause.
Continue.
But listen, we also have Combat Talk with the King coming up soon because you got Sean Porter versus Errol Spence Jr., which will be a fantastic thing. Like the yesterday, I'm not great in MMA, and I wish I really could give you a fundamental basis of it. But I could just tell you when I see a great fighter, and I see a great fighter in Khabib, and I'm telling you, if you don't know this talent, y'all need to tune into this talent. But listen, go to lordsofgaming.net to get all the information on the shows, future, past, and present. And also the last word with LordCognito, and make sure you get to these reviews with Addict. I mean, he's really hitting it out the park. He's really hitting his stride, and this guy does a lot of hard work, and you need to watch this stuff because it's fantastic.
Shout out to the Shroom Kingdom with the $2 super chat. Great show, guys. Enjoy your football. Thank you, man. Yeah, the last thing I'll say, just like King said, make sure you're hitting up lordsofgaming.net for all those resources. You know what I'm saying? Opinion pieces, walkthroughs, gaming news. We're gonna have reviews coming up. Addict's got one coming up. Also, I want to shout out to Josh Redding. He has a fantastic series. It's called the Shadowkeep Primer. He's breaking down all the races that's going on in Destiny prior to the release. It's fantastic reading. Please check that out. My boy Lord Hector, he's got one up right now. Catherine Full Body PS4. He's got the review up. Fantastic. He can get his opinions on that. And Lord Mods, a Polish brother, he's got a great article right now. Just Facts, PlayStation 5, and of course the Scarlet. What do we know so far? The differences and all that stuff. And then the last thing I want to say is the Stream Team. Shout them out. They will be debuting a show, y'all. Stream Team, Lord PD, L Boogie, Old School Style, MJ's a Boss. Monday, looks like it's going to be tomorrow, 9 p.m. It's going to be on the ILP channel. Please stop, show some love. They're going to be talking about the streaming game. It's going to be a unique approach, and I can't wait. I gotta sneak in on that one too, man. I
cannot wait to see that.
See what's going on, but please support them. They're going to have a little show out there. It's going to be on the channel, so you guys can tune in right here to ILP. And like I said, KOS, you already know that's up right now. Last Word 72 with Evantis, that's up right now. Very passionate discussions. Everybody, if you have anything else going on, please enjoy your Sunday. Football is live and well. And on that note, we are out. Peace.